Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain tonight. We gonna let it rain tonight. We gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain tonight. We gonna let it rain tonight. We gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna let it rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tread Zone stream as we are now in the quarterfinals. DZG Arcadia is taking on Oasis stream, and I am super excited to be here, joined tonight by Morpheus. Morpheus, how the hell are you doing?
What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Ready for the weekend? Let's see if we get a 5-game banger tonight.
Preferably not a full 5 game, but I am looking for one hell of a series, as right now we do see DZG are losing 2 bans because bringing Symphonic into the jungle position has cost them those 2 bans. They end up taking Cassiopeia off the table, whereas Oasis Stream has taken Trenimir, Jax, and Zac, and DZG lock in the first pick, Senna.
Senna first pick is actually really interesting because ideally, if you're pairing with a TK, you'd want to get the Tom Kench first because that can be flex. You're showing a lot by showing the Senna right and early. So Oasis can just say, hey, we'll take the TK here and something else just to potentially deny either Magfries or Cheezer from being able to play it here, though. I'm really curious as to what Oasis picks into. Something oppressive like a Lucian Nami would be really, really strong for them because Senna really can't do anything. Nope, full on engage is what we're getting with the Nocturne.
Absolutely. So Senna should theoretically have some safety and support coming in later in this draft rotation, but Nocturne is definitely going to be a very aggressive answer to get on top of that pick. But I'm actually really interested to see the priority coming in on the Senna and how it's piloted here because Jinx was still left up, not taken off the table here, and no nerfs for Jinx have come in 12.7. The only thing that were hit was Zeri getting hit pretty heavily across the board, and then also a 20-second Gale Force nerf. So Xayah being the answer for Oasis Stream in the AD carry position, it's back to DZG here.
Yeah, the nice thing about taking, if you decide to do the Gale Force route, is you can take Ingenious Hunter now, which this does still help with the cooldown upon it. However, saying that, Senna first pick is a big tell as to they want this lane to scale up hard. Senna will most likely end up losing the lane to the Xayah. Volibear is going to be nice because we'll be able to keep Nocturne quite busy. Nocturne's not able to kind of deal with them. This is very big on the side of Arcadia, immediately showing the top lane. So what we're seeing is that for Magfries and for GVG, I would assume with Volibear going for Symphonic in the jungle, we know that support is going to be a big pick here. Now, Shen being picked up for the side of Oasis can potentially go support. We have seen support Shen in the league. However, we are most likely going to see this going top late for Kobayashi.
Certainly, and we do know that the priority that DCG have on that Shen pick for themselves, and answering right back in there with the Ornn. Or sorry, other way around. The Ornn coming in is actually kind of surprising instead of giving it to their own top lane. But
Yeah.
this is also setting up DZG for a very interesting situation where they could hit practically counterpicked in every single position. Because I do not imagine that Oasis Dream is going to red 4 here on the
Yeah.
their mid lane. So that fourth ban for Oasis Stream was actually the Tom Kench, and that just came in from production. Thank you.
Interesting how they're banning the Zion here as well. Are they suspecting Ornn will be going support here? You don't ban top laners if you know the top lane's more or less already picked. I don't assume Ornn can go elsewhere, unless you plan to put Ornn center bot lane. While it is somewhat of a replacement for TK, nothing really beats a Tom Kench in pairing with the center here. So B4 is going to be a very telling pick as to what comes in from Arcadia. Now, if we see the Seraphine come in here, now we have a couple picks, flex picks here left for Oasis. Seraphine can go support or mid, Shen can go support or top. So I would assume that they're going to hold on to it for Epi Champion to say, hey, does he want to take the Seraphine mid, or does he want to think, no, I can take the full-on counter here, because we are waiting for GVG, and I'm going to assume Magfries, because I don't think Magfries is going to be taking the Ornn into the support role. Never mind, I'm bloody wrong. Mordekaiser are going top. That is an old support, boys.
Well, I mean, it still works, right? You're still putting in a tanky, beefy, kind of solo laner style champion in that Ornn, but like it still doesn't give you everything that the Tom Kench said, like you talked about. We've seen Scions go pair up with the Senna. We've seen Nautilus is on very rare occasion kind of going on that tanky AP bruiser role here, but the Mordekaiser is a fantastic answer into the Shen if he's able to get within range of the E to stop the Stand United. Victor coming in here is one hell of a blind pick for the mid lane, super scaling option. And DZG getting a little cheeky there with bringing that Ornn in, but I'm actually really impressed with the side of Oasis Dream. Their scouting must have been very important to kind of have that in the back of their minds and kind of acknowledge that. And Mundo coming in the last pick here for the side of Oasis Dream for this first game draft phase, but man, definitely a fucking trip, that is for sure here.
Yeah, I would assume Mundo's going to go top to Kobayashi. I would assume then that would mean the Shen will go to Vandal, and then Epi Champion will end up taking the Seraphine mid. This is a lot of walking forward from Oasis. They want to walk into you. Nocturne is going to be flying in, most likely with the Shen on top. Seraphine with the ultimate can go forward as well. Xayah has self-sustain and self-peel on her end. And Mundo, without sounding too cheesy, is going to go wherever the bloody hell he pleases. Now, for the side of Arcadia, Victor was picked up for GVG. This is giga comfort. We have seen GVG pop off many times on Victor. I am very curious to see how this bot lane pans out, because if a Senna is put behind in this lane, it's going to take a good 30 minutes for Brazilian to really say, okay, I can actually be a part of this. But Symphonic also going for Volleybag, keeping a straight comfort for him as well. It's a good mix of early, but as well as saying, okay, we scale ridiculously well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's also really beautiful to see DZG really having an answer for this Mundo. One of the things that I hate seeing, and it's giga doomed, is when you have a full 5-man lineup of champions that just don't have ways to deal with a tanky member, and then Mundo comes in and can literally just get hit by everything in the kitchen sink by the enemy team and not give a shit about it. So DZG have plenty of answers. There's the Senna, she goes with the Kraken Slayer. The Ornn has % health damage with his Brittle. You're going to have Mordekaiser with the Shred coming in from, his passive mixed with a Demonic Embrace that I imagine this man will be getting. So DZG have a lot of answers across the board. But so what we're seeing here, from the top down, we have Mordekaiser coming in the top lane for Arcadia, followed by the Volibear in the jungle, Victor in the mid lane with a Senna, Ornn in the bot lane. For the side of Oasis Dream, we have what we imagine is going to be the Mundo in the top lane. Nocturne coming into the jungle, Seraphine mid with a Xayah and Shen bot lane. You see both sides, Morpheus. Who are you giving the ultimate draft dub here to?
The longer this game goes, the more it goes into DZG's favor. Victor and Senna are late game beasts. Zaya's damage, while it is extremely heavy early at 2 items, getting the Eclipse and the Manamune, does end up kind of flattening out towards the late game. Nocturne, okay, you can run right in, but at one point in the later game, it is going to be the point where you're going to have so much protection on the Senna and on the Victor. Like, who are you going to be able to kill? While they do have beef, I would assume the longer this game goes, Arcadia should have this in the bag. However, the first 15 minutes of this game are very, very important. Arcadia does not want to fall behind. You want to temper yourself here. Because if the moment Oasis gets a bit of a lead, Zaya is able to snowball hard, Seraphine is able to. A Mundo that is fed, it's damn near unkillable in that sense. And then having a Nocturne flying into you with a Shen on top just makes things very, very difficult. Vision will be very, very important here for Arcadia because you don't want Nocturne just saying hi with a Shen just flying in at you as well. So as long as they have that, you should be okay. But the biggest thing I would say is if the first 15 minutes, if Oasis gets a lead, this game's done. If we get to 25 minutes, Arcadia should pull this out the bag.
Certainly. And another thing that's very important to mention is you really hit on it. The Shen Nocturne combo is damning. It's really hard to deal with. And especially if it starts coming out at those level 6 moments, like super early in the game, because the first couple ones are going to be really important with the Stand United mixed with the Nocturne ultimate here. It's a lot easier. Correction, it's a lot harder for Mags down here in the bot lane to be able to interrupt that Stand United than it would be if that Shen was going up top into the Mordekaiser's Chisa. Or Chisa's Mordekaiser, rather. So definitely the ease of access for that tool and that combination is going to be a lot better off here for Oasis Stream, just based on where the chess pieces for this game fell.
Yeah, and along with that, Mordekaiser into Mundo. Mundo should win that early, but once Mord gets some anti-heal, I guess both will be kind of looking at it because both sides have a decent amount of healing on it. Particularly you have Mundo Seraphine versus Senna, Mordekaiser as well, and Volibear. You would think that, hey, anti-heal is going to be a thing for both of these teams. Top lane should be a bit of a handshake. Jungle, you don't want to fight into a Volibear early. Mid lane, as long as GVG doesn't int, should be fine, should at least go even. Bot lane is where I'm really, really looking at here because Oasis has the chance to really snowball this. Zaya that's ahead to a Senna who falls behind. The Senna just becomes a warding bot at that point.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here from Morpheus. Once we get into this game and really start seeing some things break down, we'll be certain to give you more insight on that. But as it stands right now, we're heading into a quick spectate delay, and we'll be bringing you the action for the Game 1 in this Best of 5 series very soon.
Can you hear the sound? With the ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on the Rift as both sides are coming out of the gates here. And one thing that I always love to do, I'm not sure if you've heard me cast before, Morpheus. I know it's our first time casting together, but just want to take this time to really look at all the runes masteries and anything that you see that pops out that you weren't necessarily expecting or that could have been a 50-50. Really want to hear your comments and thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because if you didn't, I was gonna bloody bring it up. Conqueror on the Nocturne, and also Dark Harvest on the Senna. Um, these are very interesting choices. Resilient is going to be a scaling monster, but has to get to 30 minutes. Black, usually you end up seeing lethal tempo on usually both of these. Usually on a Senna, because you're at the backline so far back that you get the chance to be able to stack up the autos fairly quickly. And especially with the Nocturne, the lethal allows you to have a lot more combat and kill pressure once you end up flying onto someone, because you get the extra range from lethal stacking up. The Conqueror tells me that, hey, he may go potentially a bit more of a bruiser build here, so maybe not so much a straight lethality as an Eclipse to potentially try to one-shot someone, but may say, what if I go Gore Drinker or something? Will have the survivability because he'll have a Shen with Vandroid with the Shen on top as well. Those are the two big things that kind of step out on my end. I'm very curious to see how this goes, because I'm really looking at Resilient. You cannot fall behind. If you fall behind here, dude, GVG can probably get you to the late game, because GVG's Victor is pretty darn solid. But at the same time, it's like, if you really fall far behind, like, it just becomes a 4v5 at that point.
Certainly. And, you know, those are really two important things to highlight as well. You have Resilient having a lot of the scaling cards in his pocket, right? He's going to be one of the factors that you really need to do a lot of work. And if the Black Eyed Peas on this Nocturne is not going to go for the absolute just delete you off the rip kind of build and style, that's going to give Resilient a lot more time and window to be able to do things. And I think that's a little bit of a miss move here from the side of Black Eyed Peas, just because the side of DZG do not have that Tom Kent. That means that Senna has a lot more of that window that she's going to be vulnerable and be able to, you know, take an advantage of, and maybe that burst approach would have been the better route to go. Just kind of some of my thoughts here, and maybe not adjusting to the stylistic difference that the Ornn kind of brings to that dynamic, so to speak.
Mundo's also caught Symphonic here, knows where he is, has walked out of lane, has got vision down, has seen that Symphonic just took the blue. Symphonic is going almost for a full clear without taking Krugs. We do see Black Eyed Peas a little bit behind on the camps as well. It's just finishing red. I would assume that this is going to be a potential skirmish for topside Scuttle. Kobayashi does have the push in on the top lane here on Cheezer, so we'll be able to be the first one to rotate. As we see here, though, kind of collapsing on Symphonic, but walking back into the jungle. So Zim's going to be pushed off of this Scuttle Crab, and most likely going to have to head down to take the bottom river one there as well. He's not going to try and contest this one. With Epic Champion back with no mana, Bray going to take it back into the lane to put pressure, but both junglers are going down here, potentially looking to get the second Scuttle down here.
Yeah, directed camera not really wanting to give us too much love on that one, but definitely a lot of posturing back and forth here, and definitely moving towards that second Scuttle here. And Symphonic will not really have the opportunity to do anything about that. And then, kind of just as we're expecting in this bot lane play, just they're getting shoved in a little bit and trying to get as many souls on Senna as possible. And production, if we could get about a soul check every 10 minutes or so, that would be very fantastic. As things kind of hype up a little bit, we will be requesting those a little bit more sporadically. We are getting the Infernal Drake to get things started off, and just the way that this bot lane has had the shove here, Morpheus, I'm fairly certain this should be Oasis kind of Drake to take whenever they kind of want that one.
Yeah, JVD is okay getting pushed in, and the bot lane of DZG, you have a Senna and an Ornn. You don't really have a lot of pushing power straight from the get-go, especially into a Xayah and a Shen who's able to keep her alive as well. So I would imagine the first Drake, maybe even the first two, will just be given over to the side of Oasis. You don't really want to risk too much, and as we said earlier, you don't want to fight where you can't. You don't want to get too far pushed back. We do see Shen coming up towards the mid lane, though. Is seen by GVG now. Taunt is about to come out. Taunt comes out.
Popped out now with Seraphine trying to follow up the damage. The gravity field should buy a little bit of time there, and that will be the flash coming out of GVG. Had to both pop the barrier and the flash there to survive. GVG living that gank is absolutely huge, but still, now Seraphine's going to feel very comfortable in this mid lane, and that vision now needs to be on point to prevent something coming back here from the side of Nocturne.
Saying that, Vandal's still hunting. I don't know if he's looking for Symphonic here, or if he's just saying, hey, I'm just going to hang around you trying to look good. Resilient heading up to mid lane, maybe to just cover for mid so that GVG is able to back, reset, and pick up some, get some help as well. Does have 22 CS, so may potentially get something out of it. Go ahead.
Maybe just here to heal him, pick up on any souls that GVG goes ahead and unlocks for him. We've seen Resilient play this roaming, heavy roaming style Senna in the past, but it actually looks like Heavy will connect the follow-up on the Volley Bear. Lots of damage coming out here now. Therapy doing everything like the front. Vandal coming here into mid lane, followed by Nocturne, and it will be the first blood for Vandal. Damage now coming out on the Resilient, and Black Eyed Peas will be taking that one down. A quick 2-0 for the side of Oasis 3.
Oh, that was a good attempt by DZG. I think once they saw that Epic Champion had actually flashed, it's like, okay, they knew when to back off there. But at that point, Vandal and Black Eyed Peas was already here to be able to say, no, we can clean this up. So at this point, we are about 1,400 gold down on the side of DZG. Now you have to try and say, okay, stem the bleeding. You don't want to fight with this. We know the Drake's going to go over to them. The entire Dragon Pit is lit up like a Christmas tree, fam. It's already here early. So that DZG is not able to really push into there. The wave's going to be pushing away from Magpies. Can't really do much about it. Can't really walk into our own jungle either. We do see Resilient coming top lane to potentially make something happen against Kobayashi, though. Symphonic is here as well. I don't think they're really going to get anything out of that, though.
Yeah, and this is what we've seen Resilient do before. It says, hey, cool, I'm bored down here in the bot lane, whatever the case may be, and just opts to go following around Symphonic and take as many souls or bullets in this case as she can. And Mag's doing a stellar job down here, only at a 15 CS deficit versus Zaya, but now the wave is not in an ideal position. Fortunately, Love Hitman is not freezing this in a super inopportune manner, and it looks like Black Eyed Peas is going to come down here to look for this and then probably start up that Drake.
Yeah, I assume the Drake's going to come up first. Black Eyed Peas is also level 6, is a level up on Symphonic. I imagine Symphonic is not too, I mean, it is about, what, 16, 17 CS down on Black Eyed Peas, as well as a Canelo assist as well. But big thing to keep out, Black Eyed Peas has the ultimate, is now say, hey, I can torpedo at any point I wish. So Resilient in particular has to be very, very careful. Right, where he goes. Ooh, Leatherman just missing the route there onto Magpies.
Well, Mag's definitely doing everything that she can to go ahead and hit that Q onto that cannon and try to keep this CS differential as minimalistic as possible. And, you know, I thought for sure that Black Eyed Peas was going to go for that Drake, but opted now to path up to the top side. If they're able to get that Herald and really try to snowball this game, that could be very important because, like you talked about time and time again, the side of Oasis do not want this game to go late.
Yeah, that was actually really interesting that Black Eyed Peas didn't start the Drake. I wonder why. Because you had both mid and bot pushing in. Top lane was, you know, damn near even, but with 14 minutes, that doesn't really matter at this point. It's a free Drake. Like, take it and continue to snowball the lane. W missing from Resilient there, unfortunately, but well, maybe they're heading over now, but Black Eyed Peas is towards the top side. Most likely going to be starting off this Herald, I would assume. Yes, he is. But we know Symphonic's down here now, though.
Absolutely, and this should be actually DZG's Drake, and I definitely did not imagine the world where DZG would actually get the first Drake, or even kind of like we discussed the first two. So this is a fantastic play from Symphonic and the side of the DZG bot lane to identify that they have the window here to do it, and GVG rotating down as well. But this is great for the scaling. Oh no, Resilient grabbed your bullet. Alright, this is great for the DZG scaling wall, right? It allows them to stay, hey, cool, not only do we have just the actual pure damage potential, but now we're going to start stacking up these Drakes, which is nice. But the side of Oasis going for that Rift Herald instead plays right into their win condition and to get their team ahead as early as possible. We see Max follow this up now, and will be Vance's aggression kind of getting nulled out as he's trying to look for the trade there. Max trying to see blood in the water and going for it, but nothing going to pan out of that. Symphonic does have 6. They can pull the Volley Bear over the wall to turn off this tower, but I don't think a dive is in the best interest here from the side of DZG.
Yeah, the gold is slowly creeping up for for Oasis Stream as well. They are now at a solid 2k lead above DZG. So taking the Rift Herald there has helped them. Taking the Dragon on the side of DZG has helped a little bit because you're able to say, okay, we want to force you to look for objectives now as well. 2k gold lead at 10 minutes. It's not crazy bad, but it's not great. And with a Herald in the hands of Black Eyed Peas, wherever he wants to drop this is really where you're going to see the focus coming out. I would imagine they either put this bottle top to get either Kobayashi or Hitman further and further ahead.
Certainly. And one of the things that we were looking at, and that is kind of really expanding upon this lead, is the CS in top is dead even. The Nocturne Volley Bear situation hasn't really changed that much, but funny enough, Mags was CSing worse when Resilient came back to the lane than she was when it was just her versus the duo bot lane of Oasis. Mags doing everything that she can to try to stay even. You're not going to stay even with the AD carry, or you shouldn't, otherwise the AD carry is doing something wrong. But no, we're going to get a Mountain Drake here in the next 3 minutes, and fortunately, I think that's one of the tricks that you should feel okay giving up. Gravity Field goes out, Resilient now in the mid lane.
There we go!
Here's the bullet! Nocturne coming over the top, Ornn is forced to flash away, and will live. That was also the Feather Storm coming out of Xayah. So Mags, just with a quick flash, was able to absorb those 2 ultimates, and hey, now that timer is ticking if they want to look at that again, but Mags being able to live here with the AD carry not being down here on the bot side of the map is very crucial. Symphonic now going to be hovering here in this bot lane. W will connect onto the side of Kobayashi, and I don't think anything's going to boil out of that. And Symphonic now here just helping clear up some waves and have a nice time.
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing for Symphonic, just a shadow Mags, because now that Vandro is down here as well, they could 3-man ulti, 3-man dive, Magpies, with Vandro having to stand behind me as well. It's kind of on a knife's edge now. If you are... Oh! Magpies with the own ulti just to clear the wave, I'm gonna guess.
It looks like that's what it's going to do, as it did not hit anybody, and I have a lot more faith in Mags than that. So,
calculate 200 IQ
real
play.
quick, production, if we could get a soul check and also a Dark Harvest check on the Senna. So we are looking at 28 souls, but only 1 stack of Dark Harvest coming in here from the Senna. She has not been fighting in the lanes. She's kind of just been roaming around doing what she can. So 28 souls and 1 Dark Harvest back once again for the Senna.
Yeah, but this is not, I mean, it could be worse for Resilient, but it's not great. Oh, Max just missing the knockback. It's not great for Resilient. Could be worse, but at the same time you want to say, hey, Dark Harvest, okay, that's one thing. 28 souls at this point is like, okay, you assume if things go the way they go, they'll get to that 100 CS mark by the 30 minute. The big point is you want to get Senna to the 60 CS. That's when, to the 60 soul mark. That's when she really starts to come from here. I would imagine this mid tower's going to stay. Oh! Wait a minute! That shouldn't have happened. That thing died.
It died mid-charge. It died mid-charge. That was absolutely wild. But Max now taking a lot of damage here. Has to be somewhat careful. I doubt Hitman's going to try to dive in Ornn. But Stand United is available. Max is taking a lot of damage here. And now Vance's coming down from the bot side. Maybe posturing for this. I don't know if it's the wise move. But 50 seconds and Drake will be up on this.
Yeah, just Drake coming up. I would imagine now, if you are on the side of... on Oasis, you think, okay, we want this. You have some beef on the side of Oasis. You have Nabundo, and you have the Shen. There's more beef on the side of DZG. Granted, it's just the one, but I wouldn't want to give 1 Mountain Drake over to an Ornn, Volley, and a Mordekaiser. That's going to make him really difficult to pull that. So, here's one thing I want to point out. That entire bottom quadrant of the map, of the jungle, around DZG jungle, has been lit up for the past 6 minutes. Black Eyed Peas and Vandal have done a great job in keeping as much vision there as possible to try and potentially catch someone out. Now we see here they are posturing around the Drake. This is going to get started right away. I don't think DZG will come close to you and say, nah, we just let this one go.
Certainly, look for Resilient yet again.
Yeah. Yeah, again, top lane. I don't know what he wants to do top lane here. Like, I would assume you want to stay... Oh, Resilient, be careful, my friend. I don't think you can fight Spider-Mundo yet.
W will connect, but he has no one there to follow up, and Mundo had his passive available. Now things might be looking a little dicey for GVG. He is slowed. Virgil coming in with Flash Hawk. The chart follows through. DGVG will fall to the epic champion as Seraphine gets a kill in the pool.
That was... GVG, maybe the only thing in hindsight that you can say is maybe you should have popped a flash sooner, but a very good job on the side of Oasis to just lay the CC well enough to say, hey, he's not able to really get out of this. Now they're looking to really put... They can take mid-tower probably on the next wave coming forward, or even push this, because even the Resilience here, he doesn't have an item yet. He doesn't really offer much as far as damage goes, and... Woo! My G got chunked.
Well, they are doing their best to try to hold off the aggression on this tower, but like I said, I think within the next wave they could look for it. Vangel now heading back down to the bot side to deal with Magpies and help Xayah out here a little bit. He does have access to the Eclipse now. So a lot of damage still coming out from the Hitman onto Mags, and Mags is just straight up not having a good time in this 1v1.
Mags knows something's
One more
here.
coming in. All right, we're seeing action here in the mid lane as well. DZG looking, but Max doing everything he can do to survive under the tower. And I don't think it's going to be enough. She's been guided. She's going to be ticking. Damage looking to come out, and it will be Black Eyed Peas with a Q that connects to take Max down. Now, the tower in the mid lane has barely held on here as DZG tried to stop Seraphine, who's now sitting dangerously low. But now this bot lane tower has certainly got the skull and crossbones over it, as Love Hitman and Vandal will be setting their sights on this objective here, Morpheus.
Yeah, we're just shy of 5k. I mean, with this tower going down, they'll probably be about 4k up on DZG. We're about to find out. Yep, over 4k up now. You gotta be real careful if you're DZG here. Like, the game is at the point where it can just snowball out of control. 4k at 16 minutes is a humongo margin. With Resilient not able to be in lane to help out Mags, that's one thing you can understand the center trying to go around, but I don't know what you're really going to do going to a Mundo, because you can't stop a Mundo. I would have just thought, hey, stay in lane and trying to add some pressure you can to push back maybe a little bit against Hitman and Vandal. This comes down again, so we said, hey, you may need to wait a little bit later now. You get to 35 minutes, then DZG can probably get back into it.
And there's so much value for Senna to stay in the bot lane. If you're able to ever get either Vandal or Hitman low, you can start getting the Dark Harvest stacks. It's why you took the rune. And another thing to consider is the Spectral Sickle gold that you haven't really been capitalizing off of. There is no way anybody can tell me that Resilient has had his Spectral Sickle gold cooldown
Reset.
the whole time. Like, it has never been getting the full efficiency out of that item with the way that he's been roaming. And this tower in the mid lane is about to just, like, one love tap. Anybody can take that down. She's now pulling Kobayashi into Death Realm here. I don't know if he'll have the damage here, but as soon as he gets out, it's going to be a bad time. I stand corrected, he was actually Vandal who took it. Now Love has up here. The will come out and buy Vandal enough time, and now Chisa going to be in danger here. The ultimate comes in for the Nocturne. He's going to be taking it. Love Hitman will take them down. And that is not what you want to see from the side of DZG. Chisa was your rock. He was the only one staying even in this, and he is now going to be falling behind. DZG managed to still somehow save this tower, but this gold is now sitting at a 5k deficit, pure and true.
Yeah, this is where it's getting. You're on a knife edge now at this point. One more bad fight, and it's gonna be very, very difficult for DZG to get back into it. Not a single kill on the board. Mid lane is about 27 CS down. Top lane is now a kill, but also there's just a lot of damage from Seraphine there.
And she hardly had the time. Oh no, Resilient. You sweet summer child. Thankfully, Black Eyed Peas does not have.
Oh, you may want this.
He's looking for it, but the damage coming back from DZG. Top lane tower will fall. Hitman taking that one down, and Chisa's not really able to lock down onto that Saya. And this tower, you have to imagine, will fall as soon as the next wave gets here. The health bars of DZG looking extremely low, and that will be the last tower here to fall for this.
Yeah, I would say that this is where, the comp has started to fall apart a little bit, because they just breathe on this tower when it goes down at this point. So all three towers are now down for DZG, which allows Oasis to say, hey, we can now play a heavy vision game and say, hey, we don't even want you getting into your jungle at this point. The next Drake is up in 20 seconds, and I believe we have Hextech. Oh god, you don't want to give Hextech over. Like,
no.
This gets really bad if you're DZG and giving Hextech Drakes over. But they can't walk into their jungle. Look at that bot side. They're just going to say, hey, you know what? You want to go for Drake? That's fine. We're going to take a tower, potentially take a tower here.
But we're seeing the teleport going in right now with the darkness, and the target will be Mags. He is forced to go gold here, but now the fight breaking out on the backline here is Mags. You have to imagine will fall. Seraphine picking that one up. Chisa now doing everything that he can to get onto Love Hitman, but it was not enough. Love Hitman will take down Chisa in the death realm. That is 5 members of Oasis Stream alive, with 3 members of DZG left standing, and that Drake will be going for pop.
Yeah, that was more of like, I think it was DZG saying, hey, we want to call you a bluff, but you want to fight us or not? Symphotic may be in trouble? No.
I think he's going to be okay. Seraphine sitting at 2-0. Nocturne 2-0. You have Love Hitman 2-0. Like, this side of Oasis Stream is feeling damn comfortable in this game.
Yeah, and this is where when we see a Senna that's not in lane, when you go out of lane, you're not able to, like you said, you're not able to capitalize on the gold that you would get from the Spectral Sickle. So while, yes, it's been difficult for Resilient to really be effective in lane, it's put further behind because it's not been able to stay in lane. Hitman's now at 2 items. And I'm assuming the Shireldas would be the third here, unless he really wants to be ballsy and goes for a Collector third, which I don't think will happen. At this point, if you are... Go ahead.
Not only has she not been getting the gold efficiency out of the Spectral Sickle, not only has she not been getting the Dark Harvest stacks, but you look at the tier, it's only at 207 stacks. You're not just able to free hit onto the enemy team to get those stacks in lane when you've been roaming around like this. And production, if we could get a quick look at these souls here for Resilient, greatly appreciate it. Gotcha. So it is 46 souls here for Senna.
Okay, souls is okay at this point, but your leveling is behind. You don't have an item yet. Like, if I'm DZG, I may think, hey, Resilient, stay mid lane. Like, you need to farm at this point. But may not get the chance here!
Anywhere. That's going to be Nocturne coming in here onto Senna, who is going to blow up Black Eyed Peas, is on a killing spree, and there was not much to talk about that one. As now Zymphotic might be a little bit in trouble, as Vansel has access to taunt damage coming out now, but Chisa will be here in time. Picking up Hitman into the Death Realm, it looks like, and that is not who you wanted, and that will be Chisa falling. He actually did the animation for it, but was not actually able to pull Zaya into the Death Realm there, so that was a very interesting interaction. Zaya ultimate didn't come out, but now the side of Oasis Stream just starting up this Nash.
Yeah, we got AK up now on the side of Oasis. It's going to take, I'll be sure with it, it's going to take a miracle for DZG to potentially win this game. Everyone on the side of Oasis, with the exception of Kobayashi, because he is really channeling his inner mundo and just going where he pleases and not really want to take part in anything. Everyone else on the side of Oasis is just significantly far ahead. Now, we have seen the bounties that have come up as well here for the side of DZG. At this point, you think, how do you get back into it? You need to put gold in Resilience pocket, because GVG has been ganked upon numerous times. Has a Ludens, is not really able to keep up item-wise, but Resilience got no items on itself. 2 levels down to Vandal, 5 levels down to Hitman. Like, you need to get some gold in this guy's pocket, because if you don't, then aside from GVG, who has been a big target from Oasis, like, what other damage does DZG have? And I just don't see where it's coming from.
I mean, eventually Mordekaiser, but it's not burst. It's super sustained damage into a team that is okay with sustained damage. And the problem here is, yes, I would love to see Resilient get gold into his own pocket. However, it's been, Resilient committing seppuku with his decision-making in this game. If he had just stayed in the bot lane, just stayed with Max would have had an easier time farming into the Zaya, and then there would have also been a lot more stacks going into Resilient's pocket, the Spectral Sickle gold, like we keep talking about, the tier stacking.
Oh, here we go!
But that is going to be the charm coming out from Seraphine on to Mags. Mags ticking down, is going to be cured up from the Nocturne. Wants to flash over the wall, might be able to lift this one out, but the Nocturne ultimate comes in and will take her down. Black Eyed Peas on a rampage. Well, we haven't been able to say that since they came out with Salt Louder back in like the early 2000s. Now Zymphotic doing everything that he can do to get out, pops the ultimate, but it will not be enough. Black Eyed Peas unstoppable. That is Fergalicious, boys, as the 5-0 in the Nocturne here. Chisa now looking like he might have a little bit of a standoff with Kobayashi, but that lane going exactly as we expected. Just both meatheads, just kind of having a little bit of a chill.
Yeah, 11k up on the side of Oasis this game. I know Arcadia needed a miracle. I don't see it happening at this point. If I'm the side of Arcadia, I'm thinking, okay, let's keep this game going for as long as we can and think about what we want to do for game 2. This game is more or less going to be at a loss. So think, okay, let's use this time to buy time and say, hey, what can we change to make about game 2? We did say this at the beginning of the game, but Black Eyed Peas is going more of a bruisier build. Has gone with the Stridebreaker as well with the Death Stance as well. So even though if he gets into the back line, even if he one-shots someone, he still has a fair amount of survivability there as well. 5-0-6, damn near the entire team of Oasis has shut down gold upon them. Symphonic's like, hey, let's make something happen up here. But no, Kobayashi's just, no, I'm just running away, mate. You can't have me. GVG and, nope, never mind, Kobayashi's gonna flash. Yeah, outside.
With the exception of losing one arrow, this has been a damn near perfect game from the side of Oasis Street. No deaths on the board, they haven't lost power yet, they've lost plate, sure, but DZG have yet to find anything meaningful in this game. And you're seeing it not only on the map state, not only in the itemization, but you're also seeing it in that gold lead too. And also a Drake. I take that back. DZG finding the first Drake was nice. And fortunately for them, it will give them a little bit of a stall factor on what I thought was going to be the DZG Drake win condition. It's going to be delaying that coming in from the side of Oasis Stream, but I completely agree with you. Right now, Oasis Stream has all the tools that they need to really make sure that they're able to close this one out. And last Hitman, I'm sorry, the Love Hitman is feeling no fear. Vandal going forward, a lot of damage coming out from the Stampede. Oh my god! Every member in that DZG dog pile is just absolutely deleted from the game. And Black Eyed Peas says, hey, I'll take a Hextech Drake for that too. Why not? Oasis Stream's getting everything that they want. Max here popping more just to buy some time, but I don't think it will be enough. The side of Oasis could even dive, then Horn, if they so feel like it. He's now here trying to get some damage on the Love Hitman. Will beat it off, and that will be a shutdown. The perfect kills is not going to be sticking here for Oasis Stream as Chisa gets one back.
Yeah, one was nice for Chisa. I mean, it's on a Mordekaiser, so, you know, it's a good place to go to when it's compared to him and Macrise. This tower's going to go down. Kobayashi's going to play this. They may even potentially of it. Like, you would think that with the amount of pressure that they had, they may have been able to get the inhibitor as well. Now, if you're on the side of Oasis, what do you do from here? You back, spend the gold. Yes, it's unfortunate that Hitman died, but you got a lot of that push. Triple kill as well as a tower down as well. You just go to Baron. Go to Baron. Force them to fight you. Yeah, you go there, and if they don't fight you, it's a free Baron, at which point you can probably just push through bot lane and end the game, or even through mid with that tower down to damn near 1 HP. Or you have to force DZG to say, hey, we're forcing you to come in and check it. And if you don't come in and check it, we'll take it for free, but if you do come in and check it, we'll just fight you in a team fight. It's a lose-lose situation on the side of DZG. You're hoping for a Symphonic Miracle Steal. Is really the only thing you can push for if they end up going to Baron, which is up in 1 minute. Soul is also on the board for Oasis as well. That Drake will be up in 3.5. I don't know, man. I don't see this happening.
No, absolutely not. And literally just put Mundo in the bot lane, go ahead and do a 4-0-1 or a 3-1-1, whatever the case may be, whatever floats your fancy here, and just choke out any potential that DZG have to establish any sort of vision control here on the top side of the map. Because one thing that we talked about time and time again is whenever Oasis Stream have their sights set on something, between Vengeful and Black Eyed Peas, they've been getting all the vision that they need. Now, they're just chasing them out of their own jungle. DZG have nowhere to feel safe, but it's Black Eyed Peas on the opposite side. We might be able to see something here. Chisa's going to be looking to be the target here. He will flash over the wall. Now it's going to be the Nocturne ultimate coming out. Darkness going on to Chisa, but it will be the Love Hitman that picks that one up. Now the side of DZG are now running for their lives. It's not going to be enough. Oasis Stream chasing into this one. Max puts the flash out as well. Ford will fall. Love Hitman takes that one down now. Love Hitman will actually get slowed up by GVG. Now, we are seeing damage coming into Symphonic. He pops his ultimate. GVG. But it now will be GVG taking down Kobayashi here. 3 members left for the side of Oasis Stream. DZG have 2 members left on their own, but it is their carries. Will it be enough? DZG and Resilient doing everything that they can to hold on to this last push.
Good dodge, Resilient.
Comes out, it goes wide, does not connect. Resilient here, popping the Wraith, looking forward, and I think the side of Oasis know that they bit off a little bit more than they could chew. DVG coming up with 2 crucial kills.
I do want to point out that Resilient had some really good happy feet, because had he get caught by anything in those last 15 seconds, my guy was dead. Like, he just wasn't good. So good job with your happy feet there, mate. At this point, you think, okay, it's kind of still doesn't really matter much. It's still 12k gold lead on the side of Oasis. Baron is up. They could just run there if they wanted to. It's still lit up. They're going to see DZG walking in. They're 5-manning in mid right now. Do they think, hey, we just take the mid tower here and get some gold? Because you're not really going to be able to compete. Sums are down for the side of Oasis. Flash is down for Hitman. But most of the things are still up. Flash is coming up for Kobayashi, though. Hitman! Oh, GVG is now like, I'm online, bro.
Quick soul check on the center here as we head into this last fight. The objective bounty has been taken into the mid lane, and that is 83 souls for Senna. Only 3 stacks of the Star Card says now. Pedro going through, attacking up Symphonic. One more coming over the top, will it be enough? Featherstorm goes ahead and boosts up 2. Black Eyed Peas dominating. Max is going to be the target now as we see Chisa in the back line. Chisa was able to get a lot of damage out there on the Hitman, but will it be enough? Chisa now looking into the danger zone, as that will be a double kill for Kobayashi, who did take down Senna. Epic Champion will take down Chisa into that fight there on that back line, and that will be 4 members of the side of Oasis down to just DZG surviving coming out of that one. Oh man, Drake is going to be up in 37 seconds, but it looks like he just want to say fuck the backdoor bonus, and they're just going to do it anyway. The All Stand United coming in for Black Eyed Peas, and this is going to be the last push you have to think here. But they don't have the minions, and we do have Death Time coming back up. Symphonics up, Resilience alive in 5 seconds, and they are taking the Hextech gates to get out of this phase here.
Yeah, this is the one thing to look at is now they say, okay, now we can go back and push the Baron. One thing I want to point out is GDG got a ton of damage off of that fight. This Victor is online and it's 2/3 on the way to that death cap. Now we have that, like GVG said, okay, more like we are at 30 minutes now, like we said before the game before the game started. Once you get to 30-35 minutes, we say, okay, GVG will be on scale point. We're having another fight.
Coming out now, tag up, Bear going over the top, but he's not doing much from that back line. But it will be Pizza taking down Seraphine. Damage coming out now as Nocturne goes back in, but Nocturne's alone. GVG takes him down. Kobayashi's backline looking for Stella. Resilient running for his life. But GVG and the rest of DZG here are now here to help out. And it does not look like there will be any effective damage left. Hitman does pop the Featherstorm, will take down Senna. But DZG take down 3 members and only lost 1.
That was... I take back what I said. Maybe this is the miracle. We did get to pass the 30-minute mark, but they are looking at Hitman here as well. GVG odds online. I am going to assume that once he gets back, he's going to have that death cap completed. Resilient now has the first item completed as well. The second item will be the Manamune, so we're hopefully going to see that completed soon. Vandal is... My G, you're kind of in no man's lane, my friend. It's not the right place to be.
He's able to pop the taunt to get out. You talked about it. Getting to that 30 to 35 minute mark is something that DZG needed to do, but now they're looking down the barrel of 2 inhibs down. They're looking at playing against the soul. We said, hey, get to 35 minutes. It should be smooth sailing, but DZG decided to activate hard mode. They went into Elden Ring. They picked, you know...
Oh, no.
The poor class, right? Starting off with nothing, no stats. And they're trying to face off against the Tree Guardian here, and it's not going in their favor. But DZG definitely in an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, and here's the one thing to notice is that Mags has to stay bot lane. She can't leave because this wave is pushing in. Now they know this Baron's happening, but they can't do anything about it.
Oh, it's getting eviscerated.
This is gone, mate.
It's already at half health.
And they're not getting this.
No way. No way, no. So DZG now not only facing down the Hextech Soul, but now facing down Nash as well with 2 exposed inhibs. Literally, Oasis stream committed 2 fatal flaws, but I don't think any of them were enough to be lethal here. They should just be able to send 5 man to the top side, break open this inhib, and then just end this game.
I think one thing to keep an eye on is the next fight is probably going to be the last one, unless DZG pulls something out of their asses here. GVG is the one you want to keep an eye on. He's the one who's won the lot. He's helped win the last two team fights. Now, if GVG stays alive, there's a very good chance that they can potentially win this. This Victor is strong.
He's trying to get some damage out, but it's going to be Chisa taking a lot of it. Now they're getting the charm. Nocturne going into the backline here, getting 1-2 Chisa. And now damage coming over to the top, as it will be Symphonic falling. Hitman taking that one down. Lots of members of DZG low, picking, and we'll go through. DZG falls. Chisa falls. Resilience falls. DZG are in shambles. And that is a pentakill for the love hit.
Was it a pentakill?
It was.
Oh, damn! Oh, there you go. That was the pentakill for Hitman. My guy did it so quick. I haven't even noticed it.
And look at him dance. He is feeling like he is on cloud 9 as that Nexus will fall. And game 1 goes decidedly. It's a streak.
That was, I think, I'm going to throw this out there and say, I know it's something they were practicing with the Senate bot lane. Maybe they thought, you know what, game 1, let's just try it. Let's just see what happens. If it works, great. If it doesn't, okay, we can go back to OG stuff. We did see the Jinx that was left open. Personally, from playing with Resilient, his Jinx is damn near stellar. So I want to see DZG go back to, hey, just put Resilient on something where it's straight comfort and is more carry-on to leave him in the lane, put resources into Resilient, and then pop off from there. My gut says, hey, this first game was going to be more of a, hey, if the center works, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. We still have 2 more games that we can run with. I expect the draft to kind of switch up, though, for game 2.
At least a conversation with Resilient and say, hey, you're an AD carry, your lane is bot lane, fucking stay there. Maybe that conversation could happen as well. But no, there definitely should be some sort of draft adaptation. That's assuming that we're even on the same side selection here, as it will be up to DZG to choose where they want to go per Aegis rules. But you look at those damage charts, GVG was like the shining beacon here for the side of DZG to try to mount that comeback. You saw it, but definitely giving this man Victor had the win condition kind of unlocked. But it's just the questionable looks that DZG had trying to accelerate tempo before they should have tried to accelerate tempo, and it just backfired and reverse snowballed.
Yeah, I do expect things to change game 2. I don't think the Senna will be coming out. With the other hyper carriers that are available, Resilient is strong on them. I expect them to just go back and say, you know what, let's put you back in the bot lane. Let's put resources into you. If Mags needs to roam, Mags may be able to roam, but let's put resources into Resilient and into GVG instead of having to wait to 30 minutes. Let's see if we can play something else and get them further ahead, but earlier in the game, though.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. We saw how game 1 went, and we know kind of some things that we want to see change for game 2. With that being said, we're going to head into a quick delay as we get ready for the game 2 draft.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. Now with you, now with you, this high.
We are back and immediately hitting at the fans here as Oasis Dream is now on the blue side. DZG Arcadia have opted to move to the red side. We're already into it. We see Trenamir taken away right away from the side of Oasis Dream. Morpheus, how you feeling about Game 2 draft?
I'm okay. I'm hoping it was more so like we were talking about in the break. I was like, okay, the sentiment looked like something like, hey, they wanted to try out, and it obviously didn't work. Let's go back to more standard. Let's go back to more standard pick. Let's put Resilient on a hyper carry like the Jinx, like a Zeri potentially, even though Zeri got fairly heavily nerfed. Let's put Mag on either Enchanters or heavy engaged spawns like in Nautilus, Leona, both pair really well with Jinx. And then let's put resources there. I'm kind of hoping that's where the direction goes. Bans-wise, they are similar to Game 1, though. Zac is still left on the table and will be first pick by Oasis. I'm hoping Mags takes Thresh or Nautilus or an Enchanter like Renata here.
So, last time, it was actually the side of Oasis Dream that banned out the Zac. They did not want to see that coming in from the side of Symphonic, but instead they're now opting to pick that up for themselves. I know you really want to see your Renata Jinx, and Jinx is left on the table. I do not understand what has been happening here with the shifting priorities, but it's going to be a Xayah Poppy.
I'm totally fine with this. This is really good because you're putting Resilient on a self-sufficient AD carry that is able to protect himself. With DR is able to result. Xayah does great early to mid game. Late game is able to keep herself alive as well. Poppy, like Zac, what are you gonna do, bro? You want to fly? Nope. Now you limit everything on the side of Oasis saying you got to be careful with any timing that you take with dashes. Senna coming in. I'm going to assume this is a Senna Sion bot lane.
I have to imagine so. And once again, we're not seeing that priority coming in for the Tahm Kench. We're now seeing like these shift. Which once again, I don't understand. There's no changes that came in for the Tahm Kench, but maybe you want to have that infinite scaling health bar coming in with the Senna. I still feel like you get more out of the maybe ornaments coming in, but Sion is an absolute beast, and the engage tool that he brings with his Choo Choo Drain is definitely impactful. And you are going to be seeing Mags's Renata.
So this is the nice thing about DZG's draft so far. If you look at Oasis, that screams run forward. We want to run forward. We've got a go button, right? Zac flies in, Sion flies in. Do you really want to run into a Xayah and a Renata and a Poppy? You don't. So now you think, okay, if this is going to be Symphonic's Poppy, if Shen doesn't get banned here, I'm going to assume they're going to take Cheezer for Shen and just give counter to GVG.
Well, we are going to be seeing the Chisa's Mordekaiser taken away. They did not like dealing with that one in the last game. But, no, absolutely not. You do not run into a Xayah. It's like League of Legends rule, number 20. Like, don't chase Singe, don't do a bunch of other dumb shit, and don't chase a Xayah. Like, somewhere in there mixed with it. But no, absolutely. And one of the big things for Zac's engage tool is that elastic slingshot coming from angles that you don't expect. Poppy is that fast presence that we're getting of Vladimir.
Yes! Yes! Okay, GVG, yes. Give him full on carry potential, brother. This man, I hope he's been watching Scoops. Maybe he takes press the attack on Vlad, haha, just as an FYI in that sense. I hope he does it first of all. Vlad is great here because it's like, okay, you have Renata and Poppy that can stop the engage coming through. Xayah is able to have self-sufficiency. How are you going to get on top of a Vlad? If Paul is up, good luck. And he just needs to one-shot the center. And Guy will sustain for forever against what is now 3 beefy tanks. I'm assuming if you're on the side of Cheezer, like, who do you pick here? Mordekaiser would have been nice, but is obviously banned. Darius would have been nice, but obviously banned. He does play a lot of Kled, but Kled kind of doesn't go with the same theme as Arcadia has here and saying, hey, I want you to run at us. So maybe the Urgot comes through for them. Corki going mid lane for Oasis. This is good into Vlad. Vlad just picks up a little bit of lifesteal, though. What are you going to do? Corki doesn't inherently build a lot of anti-heal into his kit. So Vlad has the potential, as he just needs to pop one of the two. And the rest of the team is going to be running forward. You're going to have them just exposed on the backline. I think DZG, depending on what they pick on the top lane here, may have won the draft already.
Well, now here's an interesting question, and it's going to make Chisa's job especially hard, or Trey's job especially hard, whoever's going to have the ultimate say-so, and probably should just shut up until the Fiora coming with the vitals. Either Shen or Sion are going to have a bad time into this. And that's kind of the point that I wanted to bring up, is who do you actually send into the lane with the Senna? I imagine you send the Sion, right? But you could also send the Shen down in there. We already saw Vandrel being very comfortable playing that champion. So it's definitely going to be a big question mark on who's going to be piloting that one for sure. But we see both options. We saw Vandrel play it last time. Who do you think is going to go down there with the Senna?
It's going to be Senna Sion, would be my guess. Reason being is we have seen Senna Sion in pro play before. Particularly, it was Reckless and Fnatic, if you were a Fnatic fan like myself, and unfortunately like we are now. We're the ones who optimize it. So Sion will use the E to knock a minion back while Senna has a W activating on it. If Sion scales it properly, it's like playing soccer at that point. You just knock them straight into the Xayah or the Renata, and guess what? You can't move. You're rooted. And that allows them to just run into you, though. However, saying that, Shen is going to be the better matchup top lane into Fiora. Not that either or is better. The one thing you have to remember on the side of Oasis, all you need is a Bramble Vest. The moment you get a Bramble Vest, you don't need Steel Caps. Once you get that Bramble Vest, Fiora becomes a point where she's like, okay, I can't really do much right now. I just need to wait and scale. So the earlier Oasis ends up getting that Bramble Vest, whoever goes top lane, and like we said, my gut is going to say Shen. The moment Kobayashi gets that, Fiora's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to handshake this lane out. Now, one thing I do want to throw out there is GVG on this Vlad. If you look at both of the team compositions here, you have a Corki and a Senna who want to sit back and poke. You're going to have the Shen, Sion, and Zac who are saying, hey, we want to go forward and buy as much space as we can for our team to be able to fight. How are you going to stop a Vladimir, bro? If I'm a Poppy and I knock two of you away, how are you going to stop me? Who's going to match Fiora in the side lane? This draft is significantly better than draft one, and I am going to heavily say this is in favor of Arcadia.
I completely agree. And you know, I didn't even consider the interaction between the Sion and the Senna down there in the bot lane with the minion toss. But one of my old favorite things to do was Zillion Sion or Zillion Tom Kench. You just feel like an absolute asshole as you toss a bomb on the minion, and then your support just throws it wherever you want it. But no, it's significantly better, and also getting Mags into this comfort and actually able to do something, because we talked about Resilient getting bored and roaming to the absolute ends of Narnia and Djibouti Africa, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about somebody being bored last game. Mags, I'm sure, was literally just face desking her keyboard the whole entire time, playing freaking Ornn into a Xayah Shen, not having a good time. So Mag's definitely being unlocked here a little bit to actually enjoy the game, but to have more of an impact is going to be fantastic. And I really want to keep my eyes up to Chisa here, playing into this Shen. Shen needs to be in absolute fear of ever hitting that taunt if riposte is available. You get the riposte onto that taunt, Kobayashi should die. Yeah. If ultimate's available, and Chisa may even opt to take in the Ignite here in the top lane. And literally just run this Shen down and split push, maybe even go for the Hull Breaker. I'm interested to see the build because there's so many options here for the Fiora, whether you go with the first item Ravenous Hydra, you go for the Stride Breaker, you go for the Hull Breaker. There's so many options that this champion has, and I'm super excited to see it here, Morpheus.
I'm going to suspect that it is going to be just Jesus saying, hey, you guys are playing 4v5. I'm not going to join. There's no one person on the side of Oasis who can fully match a Fiora. Once she hits level 11 or 9 or 11, who do you fight? Like, you send Shen up there, okay, I'll just chunk you out. You send Sion up there, okay, I'll just chunk you out. You have to send at least two people there. Corki is probably the only person you can send to match if he's able to keep, if Epi Champion is able to keep the distance. But even saying that, you do that, and then you only have Hitman to say, okay, I'm the only source of damage should we end up fighting 4v4. You die, bro. Like, it gets very difficult for them to do it. So I imagine Arcadia is not going to have all five. I do suspect it'll be the Ignite top lane, Hull Breaker into Hydra, and just say, come fight me, bro. Watch what happens. But if you're on the side of Oasis, how you want to play this is this. You want to have Sion, Shen, and Zac in the face of Arcadia the entire time. You just want to be a menace to allow Corki and Senna to just get their poke and damage off. Corki, once he reaches 3 items, will damn near one tap Renata and Zaya. Like, you just don't survive it because they don't have any inherent magic resistance they take on board. Zaya, if Resilient ends up going the Eclipse build, okay, you get a little bit of lifesteal. But aside from that, you don't really get much else into it. So the longer this game goes, it's kind of the tables have kind of turned. Oasis looks really good with a Corki and Senna, but you also have a Vladimir and Fiora as well. It's the game of scaling. I think is really what we're into right now.
It's going to be about navigating those team fights, finding the macro, and really, really executing things well. But with that being said, Morpheus, as always, I appreciate your thoughts, but we are going to be heading into a quick 3-minute spectator delay, and we'll be bringing you the action of Game 2, DZG, Arcadia versus Oasis 3.
I want you to come over. I wish that you would come and give me something to prove. Won't you pull me closer? I think that I'm obsessed with everything that you do. I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably should erase it. I probably shouldn't say this. I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, call me a fan. I'm living, give me your hand. I'm in it, yeah. I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do. We've been making magic, and sometimes I get nervous, but too good to believe. I don't know how it happened, but baby, I'm ecstatic that you're sticking with me. I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably should erase it. I probably shouldn't say this. I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, call me a fan. I'm living, give me your hand. I'm in it, yeah. I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do. I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do. It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in time, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking once again to the Rift as we are now in Game 2 of Oasis Stream versus DZG Arcadia. We are getting the side swap here, and it will be just both teams fanning out for the 5-man start. You know the question I'm going to ask everybody, but Morpheus, anything crazy that you're seeing?
Nothing crazy, but it is good to see Vandal is running Fleet Footwork, which is ones. Fleet Footwork and Lethal Tempo are the more common ones that you do see on Senna. So seeing Fleet tells me, okay, just going for more sustain, because he is expected to take more damage from the side of Resilient and Magprice. Symphonic with the Predator. I don't care what anyone says. A little Poppy running at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour is bloody terrifying. I have no way of other way of wording that. So seeing that, I'm assuming I would hope to see Symphonic make some very early plays, hopefully to get Cheese a little further ahead, while Shen does have the taunt to be able to get out. You're able to just at least keep him closer to Cheezer and be able to then keep him down and get a kill in that sense, though. But I want to see Symphonic either focusing top lane or focusing bot lane here.
It's a fantastic point that you bring up, because not only is it the side of Oasis Stream that now need to keep in mind, hey, whoa, I might be getting, a little Yordle running at me with a big-ass hammer and tackling me into a wall. The side of DZG also needs to consider these different angles of approach that Black Eyed Peas is going to have on the set. So we're really coming into a game of geometry here where the angles are going to be everything. Making sure that you're not lining yourself up for a wall from a poppy tackle. Making sure that, Zach doesn't have the right angle of approach to just come out of nowhere with an elastic slingshot. Because your biggest tool to be able to deny him that is in the jungle and won't always be in your lane. Now, few are going to feel a lot more comfortable in that regard, having access to the riposte, being able to deny the elastic slingshot, which is a very, very telegraphed CC ability. So it's going to be really up to Rindo Kobayashi here in the top lane to be able to look at a different way to deny the access to that tool and then be able to light up the gank. But it's really going to be a fail fest. Go ahead.
Black Eyed Peas is down here. He may be looking.
He is.
Level 2 Cheese.
And the elastic slingshot range is not that great. He might not have the greatest range, but he's going in. And he's next. He hits one, but that's going to be an instant comeback for not an Ags. Beautiful woman.
That was done really bloody well. They may have been assuming to wade into it. I mean, every time I'm in solo queue, if I play against Zach, I just assume at level 2, hey, you may see a flying green blob flying at you. So great job from Max to keep that alive. Cheeser going in on Kobayashi though.
Well, so much damage there, but it will not be followed up as Kobayashi has access to the flash. Just going to be able to walk that one out. But Chisa really throwing down the banner there, trying to take that fight to the top lane. So very well in his favor.
Yeah, this is good. This is what we wanted to see from DZG. Like, hey, let's get some pressure going on. Let's play maybe a couple winning lanes here. TP already coming back from Kobayashi. Didn't really pick up anything. I think just picked up a wall to go back into lane. That's TP down already. Vandal's in not that much trouble, but even pushed up by Resilient. This is the Resilient I wanted to see. This guy knows how.
Just under the tower! And Love Hitman thought he was fine, but he just got eviscerated by the feathers coming out here from the side of Resilient. Now Symphonic going to be here in the top lane, has no access to the Predator at this time, but it's going to be fast. He's going in now. Kobayashi does not have access to the teleport to a flashy forward. It's going to be the headbutt into the wall. Damage coming out. Jesus, take him down.
The Resilient in the forward.
Down here in bot lane, it's going to be Vandal taking a lot of damage. Resilient has now 2 kills in his pocket. And DZG just across the map, generating a 1.6k gold lead. 4 minutes into this game, this is a DZG data you wanted to see if you're a DZG fan. Here,
what did I tell you? I want Resilient on something proactive where he can get resources into his pocket and carry. This lane is close to done. Especially if you think of the 3rd kill Hitman here, like, this lane is more or less over. You're not going to be able to do anything to the Zayas. He's got 2 kills, 25 CS, is now worth the bounty at this point. Cheese is also ahead. That was a great gank by Symphonic, holding onto that flashy for as long as he could to try and say, hey, let's get the kill guaranteed onto Cheezer here. TP was burned down. I know you got Sheen top lane for Cheezer. Kobayashi's got some potions. But they ain't even the Final Fantasy type. Like, there's some green stuff. I don't know what's in those. But now if you look at bot lane, Resilient coming back with Duck. Oh, we are...
Symphonic back here on the top side of the map, but it will also be Black Eyed Peas looking here. Elastic Slingshot going forward, and it will connect with Chusa. But Symphonic is now here to help. He does pop this steadfast presence, but he is low and he will fall. Rindo Kobayashi getting that kill now, and he just has to walk this one out.
Bit of a misplay there by Symphonic. It was good that I was able to get him, but him showing was more than enough to potentially outstall Black Eyed Peas. They may try to die. You really want to dive a Fiora, especially when you know she's ahead.
she does have access to the repose. This might not be a good idea. He is sitting in this tri-bush. And maybe just looking for the aggression here coming out.
Vandal's
That is
here.
a lot of damage coming out. Vandal now going to be on PvT #1, who should theoretically be able to just walk this one out, and does so with no concerns. And DZG, with just one little misstep, still looking very well postured in this early game.
Yep, this is good. Like keep putting money into Resilience pocket. Allow him to just scale and grow as quick as possible. Hitman came back with some cloth armor and some health, and then Vandal came back with a tier. Like gold-wise bot lane, this game GVG's moving forward. Never mind. Epi Champion has no mana here, but we see 3-man min.
But he missed. He went over the top. Now GVG popping the pool and a flash to get away, and that is going to be a lot of value added here for GVG to just walk this one out. Does burn the flash, unfortunately, but definitely worth it for how much he stole. And the side of DZG just getting the Drake for free.
That was actually really good, and they took Drake there as well. This is the DZG we want to see. Be proactive. For almost any DZG that you play, team that you play against, they love objectives. We love playing around Drakes. We love playing around Barons. We love playing around Heralds. Well, Herald, depending on where you are in the country. So it's good to see that, hey, let's play into something that is a forte of us, that we know how to play around and that fits our style. This is great. I want to see more into Resilient. Put some more gold into pocket. Put some more gold into Jesus' pocket. You're never killing GVG. My guy just pulls and goes away. Like, how are you catching him? It's a shame he didn't say press the attack. I'll just throw that out there. Shout out Scoops. But at the same time, it's like, okay, who do you kill on this team? If I'm Black Eyed Peas, I'm thinking to myself, I have to go bot here. There's no other else that I can go to. Symphonic's been down here, though. So this is also good under the jungler. Being proactive, saying, hey, let's get some early pressure going up here to go. This is all going straight up into the favor of DZG right now. Only 1,000 gold lead at 7 minutes. Not as big as it was last game, but with Hitman farming here on the Scion, okay, it's not as bad as it was. Cheezer, if I'm you, buddy, just skirmish all day, pal. Don't even stop.
Especially sitting on that Sheen right now, he is so much stronger than Rindo Kobayashi and has access to the ultimate, whereas the side of the Shed ultimate does nothing
Speaking
for
of
you in these fights. Now, the Grand Challenge thrown down, she's still looking forward, and he knows he does not want to take a taunt under the tower. Riposte would do a lot there, but lining it up, it's going to be very questionable. And
Black Eyed Peas is here.
Back here in the bot lane, charging with the elastic slingshot, now going for it. Does not connect on the initial knockup, but does get one of the tethers down. Now, that is going to be Resilient popping the Feather Storm here. Will we be able to bring those back in? He will not. It's going to be stunned up. Resilient will get the return kill, which is beautiful. That's all you can ask for in this situation. Renat ultimate coming out now, going berserk. Scion doing a lot here, trying to get the knockups out, but Symphonic is now in the bot lane. The heroic charge coming through. Knock him back in. GVG is down here looking to the bot lane, and DZG say, hey, you know what? Let's get this kill over to Vladimir. And you'll love to see it, but he's going to suicide into the tower. Symphonic gets that one and wastes some of GVG's time. But DZG playing around with their food because they know that they can give all the food to the homeless whenever they need to get some gold into this Vladimir's pocket. Unfortunately, didn't work out. Tower was the one that ended up getting the all-you-can-eat Scion most of it.
And this is the thing, now that Kobayashi is 6, you have to think, okay, I can potentially come in and join bot next time, but do you really want to leave a Fiora by herself? There's already 25 CS up on the Shen here. Kobayashi's going to find this a very tough time. I love what I'm seeing here from DZG. Keep up this tempo. Keep up the speed of this game, because you're forcing Oasis to say, hey, I want you to fight into me now. And they just can't. They don't have the damage anywhere to do it. Corki tickles. Senna tickles even less. Like, the only people who really do anything right now is probably the Scion and the Zac. And that's not a lot to begin with. Kobayashi's getting a little bit of a vision down here, just in case Symphonic wants to go to the Herald. But at this point, you have to think, okay, you just tried to make a play bot lane. You got one kill, which was nice. It was a shutdown. I didn't even see who got that shutdown. I believe it was Black Eyed Peas. It couldn't have gone to the worst person at that point. What do you do? Jesus!
I got it. Now, Chiza here looking a little bit to fight here. He is low, but he does have Symphonic available. Now, the elastic slingshot coming out. I don't think he's landed a single one this game.
GVG.
Now, Grand Challenge was fully procced. Now it's going to be Black Eyed Peas going to be the focus here, and he's going to be forced to flash out. Damage coming down here on the Resilient, and I think they're going to be fine here in this bot lane. Now, DZG chasing into the enemy jungle, but I think that's all they want. Predator is not available for Poppy. The follow-up tools are not available for DZG, and they do not have a lot of lockdown on this top side of the map outside of that Poppy.
This was actually, you know, it was nice to see DZG try for it. I think it was just a little bit uncoordinated. Mags is going to get caught out here. But not much damage really coming in on the side. Never mind. Hitman might be in trouble here. Get rooted.
Oh, he got rooted, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage. I don't think that that's going to be enough here for the side of DZG to be able to take him down. But He's trying to greed out for the CS. He might get punished for it, but he will not. And Vangel cannot get access to those souls dropped back there.
Yeah, this is actually really good. I mean, the gold is still just over 1,000 gold on the side of DZG. It wasn't ballooning like it was last game. Kobayashi has to be real careful here, bro. So only with the steel caps, he needs to get that Bramble Vest or even the Warden's Mail to really stop Cheese doing as much damage here. Both of the big ones. GVG, you never know when this guy's going to go in. You just don't.
But you're always ready for it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I also saw was an interesting interaction down there on the bot lane is the Renata and the Xayah synergy as well. If ever a time Resilient doesn't line up his feathers correctly, Max can literally just shove the enemy champion into position and say, okay, go ahead, pull them back in. It's fine. So that's an interesting interaction. But Zach down here again, and Symphonic knows who this man needs to look. Now Symphonic is down here, Sion in the front line. He's going to be doing a lot with Berserk coming out.
So Resilient
just so absolute chaos. The Featherful didn't come in. Kobayashi is down here. Flashes forward with the taunt. Resilient forced to flash away. Sion going forward, gets a 3-man knockup. That's going to be a lot of damage. Ranger will take down Resilient. It will be Renata falling next as Symphonic is forced to go out. And that would be Oasis striking back with a just beautiful 4-man attempt here at the bot lane, and DZG only available.
That was a lot they invested there. I mean, they got the 2 kills, they got onto Resilient, which is what they wanted, because Resilient is the fed one here right now on the side of DZG. You invested a lot, Shadow was down at it, but look at top lane. Jesus just said, alright, I'll have this. I'll just be able to take another plate or two up here by myself. Drake does go over for the in favor of Oasis. This is potentially 2 plates here.
Jesus came up here with a package. It might be actually dead. He's forced to flash out now. The rocket's coming in, and Chisa will be able to walk this one out. But you talked about it. He's getting a lot there on the top side. But Shen came down, and he is the one that picked up those 2 kills. So his ultimate, his Stand United, was not completely wasted value for him. Sure, his team was able to get kills on the board, but they went into his pocket. And he should be able to bring this gold up to the top lane to hopefully deal with Fiora here, who is sitting on a Divine Sundoor. So not a complete tragic story for the side of Rendo Kobayashi on this Shen. And the fact that Oasis was able to pick up that Drake as well definitely helps out the team a lot. But now Sion walking forward does not have the time to do that pulverizing smash.
No, he doesn't. But still, it's like if you're on the side of DZG, Resilience think, okay, I'll go quite out once or twice. It is what it is. I'm expecting the attention to come down here. You're taking attention away from GVG here. Like, at this point, you say, okay, forced to fight me. They had to invest a lot to kill 2. There was a 4v3, and they got 2 of them. Hitman's moving forward here.
Well, they're looking for it again. Last shot does not connect again, but it will be Resilient. Actually, sorry, Mag's taking a lot of damage here. She's trying to walk this one out. A lot of low health bars here on the side of DZG as they're trying to kite this one back. Sion just hitting these decimating smashes one after another. Resilient now trying to kite forward, does not pull anybody with the feather pull back, and does not get the root, unfortunately. But DZG once again stopping the aggression coming in from the side of Oasis Stream. And Love Hitman, just an absolute beefcake from this front line. He pops your ultimate, knocks up 2, and will it be enough? Max ultimate coming over to the top
Resilient.
now. Love Hitman will be low, and he will fall. Now it's going to be the second kill coming over here from the side of DZG, the root coming forward, but Sion doing everything that he can as a zombie, and I stand corrected, it wasn't a second death as Black Eyed Peas did go into his passive. DZG lose 2 members for the cost of 1.
That was...
Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. The passive came over from Renata, saved somebody, so it was just Symphonic.
Yeah, it was just Symphonic. I believe the Resilient was one who was about to go down there, but saying that, like, 2 for... It's 1 for 1, but... Well, hold on. Here we have Black Eyed Peas. Maybe. Yes, here we go!
He's not on any of them. It's like every single elastic slingshot has missed. Put him where he needs to be, but it has not actually connected with the actual knockdown itself. But DZG just constantly this bot lane getting ganked again and again and again. And I love seeing what I'm seeing out of Symphonic here. He knows where he needs to be. And this tower in the top lane, once again, elastic slingshot. Looking forward. DZG are probably just numb to it at this point.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, try again and hit your head against the wall harder. That's what Black Eyed Peas is doing right now. He's like, I will make one of these ganks work. I don't think it's quite getting there though. One thing to notice on top side is that Kobayashi does now have the Bramble Vest, but I don't know, man. I think it may be a bit too late for that. He's going to take this tower down very bloody soon.
Well, Stand United is yet available yet again to the side of Rendo Kobayashi here on this Shen, and he's backing up. It might be them looking for something where he might just try to teleport up to this lane, but if you leave Fiora alone for any amount of time, your tower will fall. And maybe that's what Brendo wants. Maybe he wants out of this and says, you know what? Fuck it. I'll literally just try to look around for the map plays here because taking this 1v1 is not going in his favor. Now, it will be Zach sitting here in the top lane. Teleport is available with the side of Brendo, but that will be the tower falling. Shisa getting a lot of gold in his pocket. 50 CS up, first tower gold, 5 plates, 4 plates, I stand corrected. And now DZG just feeling really strong on this top side for that. Next hero, you have to imagine, will go into their pocket, but they already collected the first one here. Black Eyed Peas looking here to try to get onto GVG. But as you talked about before, it's really hard to get onto this Vladimir with the single pool available.
Yeah, if you're on the side of DZG, you think, okay, what do we do? You're bot lane. Keep doing what you're doing. This is great. Like, just keep putting more gold into Resilience pocket. Keep dragging Black Eyed Peas down here because it's taking all the attention away from Cheezer and GVG here. Cheezer is what? I can't count right now. 50 CS up on Kobayashi right now? That's huge. That is massive. How are you going to be able to keep up with a Fiora now? He doesn't even need to go Hullbreaker at this point. He could just say, I'm just staying in the side lane and we'll just see what the hell happens here. Who's going to fight you? There's no one on the side of Oasis that can find him right now. Maybe Corki, maybe Epic Champion can get up there. But aside from that, you have no one that you can really fight him with.
I want to see how DZG prioritizes next strike. Corki does not have access to the package right now, and I do not think the side of Oasis Dream wants to index into a fight once they have that tool available in their pockets. Now, Corki is farming extremely well into Vladimir. And yeah, he tickles now, but he will not win. Like, that is a fact.
Yeah, this is true, but we have to remember that when we go to team fights. Oh, hold on.
Elastic Sunshot charging up, and it once again goes to Africa as Black Eyed Peas does not connect yet again, and the side of DZG will ready for it. Symphonic and Max here into this lane looking for it, and Cheesa just feeling like he is unstoppable here in this top lane, just doing whatever he wants. Goes ahead, hits the little lunge forward, procs a Vital, feeling damn good about his time here in the top side. And DZG in a decent position to posture for this Drake. But it's going to actually be them looking to try to get damage from Love Hitman, who is a very team boy at this point, but eventually, good. Oh, Symphonic, respecting, flashing out of the Decimating Smash. Black Eyed Peas does come over the top here as well. A lot of damage coming out, System Ultimate will layer over that as well. Renato Ultimate coming down as well. Stand United was brought in, and I think this is going to be damn good for DZG. All they need to do is stall this out. GVG not die here, and let Fiora split. You're okay giving this Drake, let Fiora take towers. If you leave her alone long enough, you're gonna get 2.
It's so... There's no win-win here for Oasis. Like, okay, if you end up getting a kill or 2, that's fine, but is it worth trading for a second tower going down for Jesus? There's so much gold in this guy's pocket.
Still have access to this Herald.
That is also true. They can crack middle bot here if they really wanted to. Which, with the way his Symphonic's posturing, I think he just popped it. Yes, he did.
He did?
Yep. So this tower should be gone. Not sure quite yet. Nope, not yet. Okay, just under half. Yeah. Oh, you would blow on it and it falls over. This is a nice wisp of fresh air.
Just like that mid tower last game. These towers are more resilient than resilient. Now,
it's good to see him actually come into it and say, you know what, game 1, yeah, it wasn't too good, but now I say, hey, I want to put some carry pants on and say, hey, are we able to put some resources into his pocket? He had a great early game. Mid game is kind of slowing down a little bit. Gold has shrunk a lot though. It is going to be close to even after this tower goes down. Hey, more or less even at this point.
Steady.
Yeah, but you have to think, you're even, but your Fiora is very strong. Like, Vlad at this point is the only one who's the only one who's really pretty far behind. 50 CS at this point is quite a hefty amount, but it's a Vlad. Like, once he gets a second item, you're not really going to be able to kill him.
So, I was talking with you about it during the spectate delay, and I said, you know, it wouldn't also be terrible for Fiora to join fights just due to the fact that, like, she should be able to navigate them pretty freely. And also being able to drop the heal from the Grand Challenge for her team would be fantastic. Look at the randomization. I was about to make the comment that DZG really needs some way to tank shred this Scion, who is just becoming an absolute wall for the side of Oasis 3. Now, Fiora has Divine Sunderer and has Board. She is built and bred at this point to take down these things, and does not have access to the Hullbreaker. I think Fiora, or a Tiamat for that matter, I think Fiora is looking to join these fights here.
I would assume you're right. The only thing I would think is maybe Merchreds comes up just to deal with some of the CC that comes from Oasis, because they do have a lot of it. But aside from that, no, I think you're right. Being able to fight as a Fiora, okay, once you proc your Grand Challenge, how you gonna do? You need to send 2 people up here, bro. You can't leave Kobayashi up here. He's just struggling real hard. Black Eyed Peas is here. Dash is here.
Not being channeled from Fiora does not pop the riposte here, but did not get connected with any of the CC. Now, still trying to look for a fight to get in this, but will be the flash be enough? And it will be a shutdown! Fiora picking up 1 in that 2v1, that has to feel absolutely great, especially since that's 450 gold going into his pocket there for the side of Chisa. Now, granted, could it have been better? 100%, but DZG takes those. Now, it's going to be the rest of DZG now trying to find a way to capitalize off the fact that Zach came down there, and I don't think that there's any avenue to do it. DZG, once again, take a very slight margin in this gold.
Yeah, it's only slight, but here's my concern for DZG right now. Vandal is starting to stack up quite heavily on these souls. Is at 70 souls once you hit the 20-minute mark. Like, the moment this guy gets to that 80 to 100 mark, like, Senna's gonna start hurting like a truck. And then you have both Senna and a Corki who can just sit really far away. I would assume after the Manamune, the next item for Vandal will most likely be an RFC because, oh my days, that's a Symphonic Aegis. That was a lot.
He has access to the Kim Tank impulse. That is it. And this Corki is sitting on the 2 items right now, feeling an absolute menace to society. Now, Epic Champion, little front forward, did take a little bit of damage here, but feeling so comfortable. Now Fiora, missed time on the riposte there, it's not going to be enough, but she is designed to handle the Scion side of the lane. But it's just, will she have enough time there by herself? As once again, Black Eyed Peas just been everywhere on this map. Granted, 100% effective, been missing a lot of these elastic slingshots. But the side of DZG, this mid tower is about to fall, and this gold lead's going to go right back into Oasis' pocket. And we talked about this being a scale festival. Unless I start seeing some things out of GVG, my comfort zone here, Morpheus, is not very great because the Eclipse Saya, it's done great things in the early game, but it's kind of plateaued.
You'll see that leveling out once she hits 3 items is when it gets difficult. She was like, hey, you forgot I was here, bro. Let's play. I think you get
oh
my
God,
Grand Challenge?
Absolutely incredible. I said, don't get practically things, and that is what Chisa is doing. Now, popping in the riposte here, but there's going to be a look to dive, and I said I wanted to see something out of GBG. I did, and I got a dive under the tower.
Symphonic.
The bot lane, Black Eyed Peas handling up, and that was a beautiful stop there with the W to stop that elastic slingshot. Womplets, they're gonna fall. She sends Symphonic feeling damn good here as Mags just offering some moral support here in the bot lane. Another shutdown going over to the side of Chisa, and DZG just all over the map. Strike hard.
That was as good as you could have expected that to happen there. Not only did Chisa survive long enough to get another kill, Symphonic comes down and says, we'll get another one. Mid lane, Epi Champion dies. This Corki was the only thing that was really holding them in the game. Now they get Drake here as well. I mean, Drake is going to be difficult because it's good on both sides. That with a Cloud Drake is terrifying, so is a Fiora, because how are you going to get away from them? I have no clue. Vandal, you need to leave, my friend.
Well, Vandal is not going to have the option. Resilient has now taken down that Senna, and DZG just... I was concerned. I did not see the tempo that I wanted to see, Morpheus. I did not see the tempo. And DZG didn't just find the gas pedal. They stomped in the motherfucking thing. They are going at full speed right now, and I think they're going to be setting their sights on either this Scion, which they definitely can, or this Nash.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think you want to go to Nash just yet. Purely because it is still relative to the point where Epi Champion is up, a Corki can just poke the hell out of you. So it is difficult. Never mind, Symfonic's going in right now. Valkyrie's down.
He aimed for it, but now he's forced to pop the ultimate to try to give himself some space. Epic Champion looking for the rockets. A big one will take Symphonic down, I believe, but it will not be enough. That was a great trade of damage coming out of Resilient right there.
Yeah, that was a great way to say, Corki, hey, please bugger off in your spaceship, sir, because I don't want to have you here. On the side of DZG, it's a good thing they didn't go for Baron because Epi Champion can just poke out with Corki. Like, you're just going to say, okay, you want to do Baron or you want to fight us? And by the time you've made a decision, Corki's already got half your team now, half HP. We've already seen what it does to Symphonic. So Symphonic's going to want to probably invest in a little bit more MR. But then you have Cheezer on the side who's going to be like, hey, who can you send to me? He's 1v1, he's damn nearly 2v1. This is, Kobayashi's not having a great time. He's only had an item and a half. Cheezer's at 3. I mean, obviously that's now 3's completed, but
Like, who
And
do you
Chisa
send to
doesn't
fight
even
him?
care. He's breaking his demolished and just walking away.
Yeah, who do you send to fight him? I sure as don't know who. You send 2, maybe 3? Corky has to be there. Or maybe Vandal. One of them have to be there to really shut down Cheezer. But if you show 2 to 3 bot, guess what? Free Baron, boys.
Well, we did not get the Merc Treads out of Chisa just yet. He opted to go for a full Titanic Hydra and just said, I'll get my boots for my runes, and that's about all the gold I'm investing in them.
Symphonic
Now,
Gun?
Symphonic running
Ooh.
forward does not opt to use the Steadfast Presence to block in the Elastic Slingshot and says, okay, cool. Now we've baited your Zac out. We see everybody that you have, and that should make Chisa feel damn comfortable in the bot lane. You know, Scion's top, you know, you have the Shen in the bot lane, and there's nobody here that can answer. He gets a couple more Demolish procs on this tower, and it's gone.
Yeah, at this point it's like you can't do anything. If you're Oasis, we have to stay mid lane because keeping the mid lane up stops the map from being blown open wide hot. Black Eyed Peas is still sitting here to potentially make something happen.
Well,
Gets blocked off.
shot immediately disengaged by the Steadfast Presence there, and Symphonic with the fast fingers to be able to deny that pretty much instantaneously. Now, we are seeing both side lanes going fairly well. If you're Vladimir, there's no world that Scion ever gets on top of you. If you're Rindo, there's no world that you ever stop Fiora from just taking this tower. The only thing that you have to be comfortable or cautious of is a taunt onto that tower. As we're now 26 minutes into this game, Drake's dead even, DZG a little bit ahead of the goal, but their pressure that they are putting up is insane. The only annoying thing that they're faced with is this wave clear coming out of Epic Champion. Is absolutely annoying. But that tower, we knew it had a timer on it, and it does eventually expire.
Yeah, and here's one thing to keep an eye on. Hitman is also going with the Hellbreaker on the side, so this tells me, hey, you're not going to see him in fights. Maybe he'll TP from time to time, but most of the time he's going to be staying in the side lane. I don't know if that's the right pick because you can't push into JVG. You sure as hell not going to push into Cheeto. Like, who do you plan to go with? We've got to fight though.
Well, we do have the fight going, as now we've got
Aegis coming in!
a lot of damage to Symphonic, and Resilient just absolutely getting eviscerated. The Corki doing
Here
a
comes
lot
Caesar.
of gold. Now DZG tried to save one pull away. Fiora in the backline tried to do something here, but it'll be enough. Goes on a killing spree as they do take down Black Eyed Peas. Now the whole fight is just completely turned on its head, as that will be Epic Champion down. GVG taking that one down. Chisa now on Evangel, and there's no way that they survive. Triple kill coming in for Chisa's Fiora. Scion in the top lane just saying, oh, well, cool, I guess things are happening. She's going to be answering that one. DZG coming in for this mid lane tower, and Drake is available here in 45 seconds. DZG, I thought that was going to be doom and gloom. Corky Package doing a lot of work, but not enough.
And to cap it all off, Mag with the tiniest pistol in the world trying to shoot down that big old tower. That was really well done to start with by Oasis. They caught Epic Champion in particular. That was a great package. DZG was melting. But Cheezer coming in with that TP player, as you mentioned before, had to try and play for the team, is what saved them. I believe McFry saved 1 or 2 people with the E that brought 1 or 2 people back to life, which is how they were able to say, okay, we can stay alive here. But Cheezer just cleaned up, bro. Like, that was just straight. And GVG has got 2 items now. Like, this Drake is free. Now you're at the point where DZG is going to say, okay, now you want to fight us 4v4, 5v5, 3v4. We'll still have you, though.
Well, Love Hitman is looking. He does have access to the ultimate, but I don't think you want to take it without having access to this Corky package. You saw how last fight went with it. Last slingshot goes over the top. Steadfast Presence stops that.
Resilient.
Resilient in a little bit of an awkward position. Pops a Featherstorm, and will he be able to pull it back effectively? Oh my god, he did! He eviscerated! Then, now damage coming out here on the Symphonic, but Love Hitman is probably going to be the target instead. Last slingshot gets 3 in the back line. The ultimate coming out, and oh my god! Just the damage between Corky and Zac was enough. And that is a huge, huge swing back from the side of Oasis Street. Hey, I've been memeing on Black Eyed Peas this whole fucking game for his elastic slingshots Morbius, but he just redeemed himself without me.
That was huge. One thing I want to point out there is Epi. No one got near the Corky. He just unloaded rocket after rocket after rocket. Yes, you know, it was an awkward position for DZG to be in, but you shouldn't need to walk in from a choke point like that into a Zac, into a Scion, into a Corky. You just walk in from River. That was the Black Eyed Peas single-handedly turned that fight around. That engage was huge. Now on the side of Oasis, they now say, okay, we're back in the game now. I don't think they can fight without. I don't think they can fight without Cheezer at this point. Like he is the strong one here. They need Cheezer, or else.
They do.
I don't know how they really kill anyone else here.
And I mean, now here's the identity that you need to face with, right? Cheezer opted to not take the ignite like we talked about. He went with the fight. He opted to not go whole break. He built for team fights, yet he's still split pushing when your team is looking at an objective that they really want to take. You're not strong enough to win every single engagement without your full totality of your team, because a numbers advantage, and Rendo didn't even need to pop Stand United. Like, that fight was purely done without Stand United available. They didn't feel like they needed it. Now, the side of Oasis has control of this Nash pit, and DZG need to find a way to get the tempo once again swinging back in their favor. We're now at the 30-minute mark, 93 souls for the Senna. She has slowed down a little bit in that regard, but she is past the danger point here.
Yeah, I think once Vandal gets that Manamune completed, then it becomes a bit more of a problem. But saying that, Jesus will have the TP up, so you can send Jesus back into... Oh, Hitman. I don't know if you want this, my friend.
Oh, he does not.
Oh, here goes Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, that is an instant Featherstorm coming out of Resilient there to deny the Elastic Slingshot. I guess there was a little bit of a miscommunication there, because Steadfast Presence
Here we go
would have
again.
been in range. But another one looking forward, GVG forces the Protobelt to get away. Now, the side of DZG are in full retreat, but she's looking down here on to Love Hitman, and I think he should have this damage. You can't run away. Oh, just kidding, you can run away, because you're an unstoppable madman with your Scion. Now, the side of Vandal and Black Eyed Peas looking to try to maybe pick one of DZG out here, but Chiza now has access to the teleport. Now the question is, will they have somewhere to teleport into if the side of Oasis looked for something, but they don't have access to the package? It's not available in the base right now, and Corky is recalling. So it's going to be an interesting kind of map movements here to keep our eye on, because we still have another 2 minutes for Drake. But one thing that I wanted to talk about, DZG, if they were to pick up that third Drake, it would have been a great pressure point, but this pressure point is now against them. The side of Oasis on Soul Point here, Morpheus.
I think this is the one thing you have to keep an eye on, is that it's been the game has been around 2 to 3k gold, somewhat within that for most of the game. We're now back where it's just even. I think where it's telling us, we're noticing now, is that a lot of the gold is on Chiza, and the rest of the team is slightly behind. Whereas when you look at the side of Oasis, this Corky's strong, bro. He's at 4 items. Vandal is even at 2 now as well. Like, it may just be Chiza's really far ahead, and is what's making us think, hey, the gold is actually even. There's only 2 items completed for GVG. Epic Champion has 4. Like, GVG needs this 3rd item completed before they start fighting again. If not, they just want to buy as much time for Chiza, but you're at the point where you think, how do you buy as much time when Corky just chunks through everyone, bro? I don't see it happening.
Corky is almost about 10.5 CS now. Absolutely farming like a madman. 350 CS at 33 minutes.
Go again.
Man is doing work. Now, once again, Steadfast Presence doing absolute work, denying that Elastic Slingshot.
Oh, that was
but the cooldown
huge.
differential is huge. Now, Rendo taking a lot of damage to teleport in. Package is available, but Scion is not. He is down in the bot lane. He has access to the teleport, but not a lot of great places to use it. DZG are looking for the Nash. This side of Oasis have the package. Morpheus, this could be the game.
Oh, GVG, you need to run away, my friend.
Taking so much damage. Vandal just shredding through this member. Now, the side of Oasis are looking for it. They know that this is happening. Package goes in. It's going to do a lot here. Mag taking a lot of damage. I think she's going to take the boom. That is 2 members dead. That's the Nash going over the side of Oasis. Triple kill for the Corky. He's pumping damage over the wall. And that is a clean and that for the side of Oasis. They got everything they could want. Break in 20 seconds, and it's going to be their soul. DZG, this game went from looking like it was in their favor to just spiraling out of control off of just 2 fights that DZG did not want to take. And Morpheus, this now has become an uphill battle.
I think they saw when Chiza TP'd in, they were like, hey, let's use this TP to an advantage because he was already committed. Let's just take the Baron here. Did they know that Epic Champion had the package? If they did, they should just walk away. Epic Champion's been on point with these packages, dude. Like, every time it's been used, it's just been on absolute point after point. Not only that, the engaged Black Eyed Peas is fearless. Hitman is fearless going in. And it's like we said before the game started. If you look at the draft, you want the Scion, the Zag, and the Shen to just be in the pit to say, hey, try something. Like, you know, we just want to keep the distance as much as you can. Even the dog now is saying, hey, what do you guys... like, it's like, I told you this before the game started. This gold is now ballooned from 500 swing from each side to damn near 8k now.
And not only that, but you have the stats that Nash gives you along with a Cloud Soul. Granted, not the most damning soul, for the side of Oasis to get, but it definitely feels fucking great for them to have, especially when you have members that need to run away or need to run in. And, you know, we really didn't talk about it last game because, come on, it was a Seraphine. Like, are you really going to hype up a Seraphine that much? Probably not. But most damage dealt in that last game, yes, it was the Xayah because, honestly, she just had a free time hitting Scion all game. But 27,000 damage compared to the 32,000 damage of the Xayah last game, Seraphine did an absolute lot of work, was hitting a lot of the CC that the side of Oasis really needed to get a lot of their plays off. So, I definitely, Epic Champion this series has looked fantastic in this game, definitely showcasing how crucial they are to this roster.
I will tell you one thing. GVG has just completed his death cap. If Vlad's gonna hurt, he's gotta hurt now. Like, there's no more waiting at this point. Corki's at full build. Like, Epic Champion's not getting, he's just not getting any strong hit. But it's a Corki at full build. This is terrifying. Symphonic's in a bit of trouble. They may be caught out.
Well, Symphonic has a little bit of a team here. Nada is up
Eyes on AP, eyes on AP.
Actually getting eviscerated. That left Hitman on a killing spree. Now, we can try to navigate here in this backline as best as possible, but gets taunted, rooted, just all sorts of just smacked around. The Love Hitman will be ticking down. Will they be able to get the last damage? No, he's on a rampage as another decimating smash comes through. This man is just not dying. That's going to be 4 members of DZG dead, and that will be the last one falling as Isa will take a Corki to the face. Tower in the top lane will fall. Inhibitor shortly after. I think this is game 2 going into the top.
This is a game of scaling. Who could use their scaling harder? Epi was just able to just run over everything while the rest of Oasis was saying, hey, try us. Like, we could just keep you alive this entire time. And GBG wasn't able to get past that front line. Cheezer wasn't able to get past that front line. It just got to, oh Lord, Magpie gets a shutdown. But it's at the same time where it's like, if you can't get past that front line, you can't do anything. DZG are on the ropes now.
100%. We're going into the match point right here. And there's 2 crucial plays that we really need to look at that just swung this game completely around, right? The first one, DZG took an incredible fight. Tisa teleporting into the mid lane did absolute work, but that is not where I want to highlight here, Morpheus. It was Shisa then, after that fight, going up into the top lane, the rest of DZG saying, okay, we want Drake, and then took a very disadvantaged fight where they could not get onto Epic Champion, a great elastic slingshot coming in from Black Eyed Peas, just absolutely eviscerating the entirety of DZG. And then that fight that we talked about with Shisa blowing teleport and DZG forcing feeling like they needed to force Nash.
But dude, 40k! Corki did 40k damage!
Absolutely.
Damn near 40k damage in a 30. Again, so this is 2 games in a row he's done over 1k damage a minute. Like, yeah. if I'm DZG, you gotta put this guy on something where he can't just sit back and just throw stuff out. Like, it's getting ridiculous now to the point where he is the damage carrier. The AD carry wasn't able to really do much. It was only got, what, 13k there was for Vandroid. It was all the Corki.
Not saying that Vandroid wasn't an absolute menace. Like, if he actually connected onto a target, their health bar evaporated. Symphonic multiple times just was getting, just straight bullied anytime that he walked anywhere, whether it was from Corki, whether it was from Vandroid. So, but no, the carry pants were definitely worn here tonight by by Epic Champion on this Corki. And going into Game 3, DZG need to find a way to optimize. And honestly, what we saw out of them wasn't bad. The draft was good. I think bringing Fiora to want to fight these fights was a good move. The problem was you just misexecuted at the wrong crucial moments, and Oasis Stream completely capitalized.
Yeah, and we're going into Game 3, like, this is you on the ropes. Like, if you're ever going to pull out something straight comfort, now's the time to do it.
Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and head into a delay as we get postured up for the Game 3 draft. Hopefully it's not the last one, but we will be bringing it to you shortly.
Can you hear the sound? We're the revolution. to change this evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving with the revolution.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, high.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we do see DZG Arcadia once again taking to the red side of the Rift, and Oasis Stream staying on that blue side. Shredamir, Jax, once again joining the ban table. I don't expect to see too many changes in the ban department. I stand corrected. They did not like Symphonix Poppy coming in, and that means that DZG definitely taking away the Zac. But, hey, we talked about the player of the series so far right now. DZG have been using their one and only ban to take away Cassiopeia. I have to imagine that might be something that the side of Oasis might want to prioritize here, Morpheus.
Yeah, maybe something comes into mind there. Hitman has also got back to the Xayah from game 1, which did a bloody good job there. I want to see Resident on a hyper carry.
Jinx!
Yeah, just pick Jinx here, bro. Just pick Jinx here, mate.
Oh!
That ain't a Jinx, though.
That's not a Jinx.
No, that is not. That is scaling if I've ever seen it. So my thing is, if you have a Veigar, that's fine. Blind picking it isn't great. You need to have 2 winning lanes now. Jarvan coming in, straight comfort from Symphonix.
Literally, DZG's entire strategy. All they need now is a York, and they can just put everybody in all the cages that they want. But DZG, yeah, it's super interesting priorities here. A blind pick Veigar, kind of ish, right? It might be going into the hands of Resilient down there on the bot lane. But the side of Oasis responding with a Trundle. That's definitely a hypey pick as well. So all sorts of terrain coming out on this map here. Trundle pillars, driving Cataclysm. Like it's gonna be spicy for sure. But yeah, I really wanted to see the Jinxes game 3 here. I really did.
Yeah, well, you never know. Still could be GVG taking it mid. Resilient maybe holding on to something for later on in the draft. Seeing what comes through on the side of Oasis here now, though. Xayah Rakan, that's good. I mean, if they suspect this Veigar is going bot lane, Rakan does really well into Veigar because of how little mobility he has. Granted, he has the what's called the Event Horizon, which does stop a lot of mobility from Rakan. It's still great to be able to say, hey, I can at least get it on the Veigar here, though. This is going to be big. Do they pick Cheezer again early? No. Mag's going on the Janna. I've not seen Mags on Janna at all, really. I'm really interested. You have? Give me some insight, bro.
I've seen this woman play this champion in solo queue and just absolutely smash. I believe this is the champion that she piloted to get herself to plat. Literally just the tornadoes that she's able to pull, the usage on her tempests. It's fantastic. I really want to see her pilot this to great effectiveness. And another thing that would be really awesome to see is, the baby cage come out from Veigar and Janna throws people into it. That would be badass. Let's see. Mags Insec on Janna. I want one, please.
I don't think we'll see that much, but if we do, hats off to you, mate. I'd love to see that. One thing to notice is that Malphite is still on the table. I believe first time all 3 games it has actually been left up now after the second ban rotation. So does this mean that DZG wants it? Or if they pick someone else who is not exactly mobile right
Shen.
here.
Shen's available.
Shen is available. Just put it on top. Just pick it here. Pick the Shen, please. You have what? 10 seconds left. Pick the bloody Shen.
We know how much Chisa loves that champion. It's going to be a GVG Echo.
That's good. Okay, I can assume that. I don't see why you wouldn't take the Shen here. Like,
Yeah, I'm a little scared because Cassiopeia is left up on the table. Cassiopeia drops the miasma, and Echo can't ult. Echo can't dash. Echo can't live. But it will be maybe a blind Irelia coming here for the side of Oasis Stream into the top lane. Maybe even in the mid lane. I doubt it. No, we are going to be seeing Bjorn here. And DZG, as it stands right now, do not have a lot of tank shred at all.
No, that's just good. That's a good point to bring up. Now, mid lane is the one we're waiting for here to see if this what we're looking for to come through. I mean, you could just pick Corki is off the table here. Game 1, it was Seraphine. Could potentially pick this up as a it could be Cass. Could just be Cass. I mean, this provides all the AP damage they want. It is left open on purpose. Never mind. Irelia T is coming through. Yo, let me see it.
Irelia in the mid lane versus Echo. This is going to be one hell of a matchup. I don't imagine that's an actual Teemo being locked in here, but it would be fun to see. But I really want DZG to try to strike back into this match. 10 seconds still left on that, but there's so much.
They're lacking a lot of AD right now
already.
Yeah, they're lacking a lot of AD here. Is this GVG mid? I'm picking AD carry here. It's
what?
The Singe!
It's the Singe! It's the Singe! Now, the Singe has to be very careful with his flips because Ornn will have access to the W, the Bellows Breath, will be able to deny that CC coming in from the Singed here. But DZG with a very unorthodox comp, to say the least. But you said it earlier. The Singe pick is spicy, but there is no fucking AD here on the side of DZG Morpheus.
Yeah, I don't see how they kill Ornn. I don't see how they kill Trundle.
I can see how they kill Ornn. I mean, you get like Leandries on the Singe and literally just burn him to death potentially. But having the burst damage for the Irelia is going to be important. The Vigard really needs to come online, really needs to scale up. Rakan's going to have a little bit of a hard time with his grand entrance if Baby Cage is ever available. But it's really going to be an interesting story to see how both Symphonic and Black Eyed Peas are able to navigate this game.
Yeah, the Singe for Cheezer is as comfort as it gets. This man will run bot at level 2. I say that because when I screamed against him, I was the unfortunate AD carry that sort of singed in my lane at level 3. So there is some shenanigans that may come on point, and my guess would be on the side of DZG, we're 2-0 down. Let's pick straight comfort. Let's just see, hey, if we're gonna go out, let's just smash it as hard as we can, go through the pearly gates on fire, and hopefully see if we can pick up a win here.
No, absolutely. In GVG last game, on the scaling, Vladimir, we really wanted to see him get to a PowerPoint and pop off. He just never really had the angles to do any sort of playmaking, right? Maybe because Vladimir is badass, right? The damage potential on that champion is absolutely insane. But when it comes down to being flashy, congratulations, he does an AoE, he goes into a pool, pops up, hits somebody with a Q. Not good. However, there's a lot more avenues for him to do work on. We saw him have a little bit more agency on the Victor, which does have a little bit more of a flashy kit. I'm hoping the Echo comes online. But the problem is, Morpheus, it's really damn hard to have a target in this game that you can lock onto. Rakan's slippery. Xayah has access to the ultimate. So it's going to be really hard for the Echo to navigate, but I really want to see what he's able to do here.
Yeah, I think this is a do or die from the side of DZG. Like, we're going to go straight comfort here. If it works, great. At least know. If it doesn't, then we'll at least go out swinging, knowing what we know. A lot of this, I think, is going to come back down onto Cheezer. Straight comfort as it gets. Resilient. On the Veigar, straight scaling. GVG has that dueling potential as well to fight into an Aurelia potentially. Like, this is it at this point. Just go into it hard, lads, and no regrets at the end of it.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many different tools in this game that I've talked about, right? That can just shift the dynamic of a fight 100%. Cataclysm, Event Horizon. You have the Chrono Break. I'm sorry, not the Chrono Break. The Parallel Convergence coming in from Echo. So like, there's so many different things that DZG have access to, but they need to layer them properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think at that point, if you don't do that, then Oasis comp is a lot easier to execute here. Xayah just peel for himself. Rakan go flying in. Ornn ulti, Aurelia ulti. Trundle's like, hey, I'm gonna stick a pillar up your bum. Like at that point, it's a lot easier for them to go about the comp here. I think the first 10 minutes are gonna be very telling. The first 10 minutes we're gonna end up winning this game.
I really keeping an eye on Symphonic and Black Eyed Peas here. And another factor is, you talked about the scaling coming in for the Vigard. Unfortunately, that scaling, I feel, is completely nullified coming in from the Ornn here, with the ornaments coming in at level 14. And then also the fact that Ornn can literally just build all the MR items in the world, and it's going to take a week and a half to kill this man.
I'll give it 2 weeks.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be troll to see Xayah build a Malmortius. It wouldn't be troll to see Trundle build the same. To go with a Spirit Massage. Irelia to pick up, similar itemization as well. Maybe a Force of Nature. I don't know, but like, MR items are going to be the ticket here for the side of Oasis Stream. Locket for Rakan. So there's so much AP coming out from the side of DZG Arcadia. And while granted, yes, there's a lot of great AP items to tank shred, there's a lot of items out there to help mitigate that factor as well. And when your damage profile is extremely linear, I imagine the way Symphonic plays that he's not going to go lethality Jarvan.
But if he does, though,
if he does, you just see him Cataclysm, or like Cataclysm on Xayah, and she just evaporates.
Keen. If any of you remember old school LCS players, Keen, who I believe played on Dignitas, went full lethality Jarvan and killed you from a screen and a half away. So that was always fun to watch.
my favorite from Keen back in old LCS was the old Urgot mid lane.
Yep.
That was fun. But ladies and gentlemen, enough reminiscing about the LCS, the worst league in all of League of Legends. We got
Let's
8
go
seconds
EU,
to
baby!
loadouts, and we will be heading into spectator delay, so hang tight with us just for a little bit, and we'll be bringing you some Game 3 action.
EU's better than NA.
Town to town, from London to Taiwan, I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. On my mind, succeeding with hope and you were sure I couldn't agree that we were meant to be, but our love is what they talk about in movies. Our love is what they talk about, Yeah, we were wild and free, and you know everything about me. So wild and free, and you know everything about me. 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 Save me from myself. I really need your help. I'm going under. Save me from myself. All I really ever wondered is if I'm really going under. Yeah, we were wild and free, and you know everything about me. So wild and free, and you know everything about me. 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 I want you to come over. I wish that you would come and give me something to prove. Won't you pull me closer? I think that I'm obsessed with everything that you do. I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably should erase it. I probably shouldn't say this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back bringing you Game 3 of DZG
Yo,
Arcadia
five
versus
man up.
Oasis
5 man
Supreme.
up. 5
And
man
now
up.
we're seeing both sides taking a 5-man approach, and I think we're going to get something spicy.
Yo,
We're
let's
seeing
go,
Cheetah
boys.
go forward. Does he get the flip in? No, he just gets evaporated. Instantly, Cheetah deleted off of Summoner's Rift, and that kill going into Black Eyed Peas Chrono Pot.
Okay, I take it back, and I think that's what we wanted to see. But it was kind of hype, not gonna lie.
I didn't even see where the damage came out of. It was just Cheetah there, health bar, gone. Like,
I think it was a combination of Trundle Q, Zaya Q. Like it was a lot that happened in a short period of time, and I think respect him because he was like, okay, I think I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Didn't burn any summoners, so
no,
he
he
was
knew.
able to get back to the. Yeah, he knew he was dead. So that's usually a good thing to say. Like, hey, if I know I'm dead, fun fact for everyone at home: if you know you're dead, don't burn your summoners. Keep them. You never know when you'll need them again.
Well, fortunately for the side of DZG, the gold did go over to Black Eyed Peas, so no lane should be too terribly upset that this happened. Something you can shrug off. However, it's also a consideration. You're down 2-0 in a series. The enemy team gets first blood. Mental resilience is key here, and DZG need to keep their heads in the game. Unfortunately, there is also something else that I want to mention here. DZG opting into this full kind of MR build. Unfortunately, Abyssal Mask was just upgraded or buffed rather in this last patch.
Yeah, with the longer this game goes, I mean, generally it's good for a Veigar to go for a really long game, but I don't know, dude. Like I said, I said this before the game starts. I think draft has gone into the favor of Oasis. I want DD to prove me wrong, though. I want them to tell me, hey, you're a bad caster, dude. This is why we're good and you're not.
Well, we didn't get a chance to talk about it just because we had some spiciness happen in level 1, but the only thing that I'm really seeing too crazy is going to be the cleanse coming out of left. Hitman does not want to be hit up by that baby cage. What are you seeing here?
I would say the only thing is electrocute on Veigar is some. Oh, hello, GVG. Electrocute Veigar is something you really see with a Veigar mid lane. Comet is never mind.
Oh, we're seeing the parallel convergence come out. Will be enough to get the stun. He's going to be able to get the stun out on Epic Champion.
Well done.
This one out. Parallel convergence coming up clutch in the mid lane, buying him some space. He did have to burn the flash earlier, but him living there is absolutely huge.
That was very well played by GVG, and he knew Vandal was nearby. He just knew he was there because I need the shield in order to get out, and him doing it has done so there.
And that was the Ignite coming out of Epic Champion, so he did get a summoner for his troubles. The kill pressure coming out of Irelia is going to be significantly diminished here into this mid lane, and we've seen Epic Champion 2 games in a row just pop off, making sure that they do not get an early lead is huge. Now, Mags pushing up very aggressively. Parallel convergence. I'm sorry, not parallel convergence. Event Horizon coming
there
out.
You go.
We'll stun him up, and that's the cleanse coming out of the Love Hitman.
Yeah, so Hitman's done something really good over the past 2 games. He knows how to play by himself. As the words I say to all of my friends, learn how to play like a bitch. And he's doing it pretty darn well. He's able to play by himself in lane, knowing when to move forward, when knowing not to move forward, waiting for Vandal to come back in lane. And when Vandal comes back, he's going to say, okay, I have the confidence to be able to move forward. Symphonic, though.
Symphonic is here, but the communication was not there. The flag in drag does not connect, but it does put Symphonic in a good position to break off the approach or the escape route from Kobayashi, who is now forced to burn the flash. Chisa has no mana left, and yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there. Could have layered that CC so much better, and we are getting a pause. It will be coming from the side of DZG, who's saying that Resilience is getting a little bit of lag.
A summoner has disconnected.
So at this point, you have to think like that was not. It was miscommunication there. Symphonic was ready to go in, so was Chisa. Had they layered that one over the other, so if Symphonic was able to hit his first and then Chisa with the scoops, if you're a fighting game fan, you would get what I mean there. After that scoop phase, then it becomes a lot easier to say, okay, Kobayashi is going to be dead because he had to burn that flash just to be able to somewhat walk away from it. But that's one sum down. If I'm Symphonic, come back top, bro. Once Chisa gets back into lane with some mana.
Absolutely, and he is getting a lot of pressure here. Will have access to the Predator on this Singed. Has access to the Ghost. He's going to be one fast motherfucker in this top lane. And or not having access to this Flash, it's going to be a little scary.
Mm-hmm. At this point, yeah, it's just going to be tiny. But if we look at the rest of the map, like, what do we see difference-wise? Hitman is up, 13 CS on Resilient. Mid lane is 14 CS up on GVG. Symphonic is even. Jesus up on CS on his end. Like, gold is we're already 1k difference here, and that's just because of CS discrepancies.
And the first blood in the jungle.
And the first blood in the jungle. That'll be about 400 gold. But still, on top of that, it's like, hey, you don't want to let this roll away again like you did in game 1. Take your time, boys. I know they have an Aurelia, but you can't afford to get caught in places that you can't. Like we said before, the first 10 minutes is where this game gets decided.
Certainly. And it's I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the Irelia here. I do believe Epic Champion's going to be able to do well with this champion, just based on how we've seen them play the past 2 games. But it is a gold league. My faith in gold Irelias is a little diminished. Um, but so that's like some silver lining on the cloud here. But ladies and gentlemen, just because we do not know how long this is going to take, we're going to go ahead and do. Well, he just reconnected. Maybe I'll shut up.
Nope.
But we'll see if we get some R's. Yes, we got some R's in chat. Just as I was about to send it away for a break here, but the CS differentials are already a little bit damning. Now we did say the first blood plus everybody and their mother getting an assist for Chisa literally walking into a 5-man stack and getting deleted off of Summoner's Rift. DZG. The early game, it's going to be hard to navigate, right? You have a Vigor, you have an Echo, you have a Singe who can't really do too much in these early laning phases, especially when you have the comfort and safety of an Horn. Symphotic really needs to find a way to try to get his team equalized in this early game. Fortunately for both teams, it's a Cloud Drake in the beginning, not something you're probably too concerned about getting.
Yeah, and for those who are wondering, that's a little spectator delay bug that you're going to be seeing right here, just because of the pause. Now, what we're looking at on the side of Oasis is just keep tempo up. They've done a great job of it. Black Eyed Peas has kind of been a great catalyst for them, I would say, up for player of the series as far as contention goes. But if you're on the side of DZG, like GVG here is bound with it. And he goes in, takes a foul shot.
Andrew taking a lot of damage and not getting anything for his troubles, but definitely keeping the pressure up for GVG. And Zaya feeling real comfortable in the 2v1 bot lane. I imagine that this won't have to last too much longer, as Vangel will be heading back down into his bot side. Symphonic going down into his bot side as well. And Singe picked up some Swift moves, so he's going to be damned. He's actually here in the mid lane. Now, we are seeing the flash coming out of Champion Vangel here, rotating back in.
Jesus
That's the flip! And Irelia is now forced to retreat back when Vangel is in here. Max is coming up as well. Tornadoes should be flying in, but it does not look like... Oh, it will connect the flag coming in, but it will not be enough. And Epic Champion doing everything that they can to survive and will be able to do so. Now, unfortunately, DZG invested a lot in there, and Epic Champion still feeling damn comfortable with a 20 CS lead. DZG saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and start up this straight for our troubles.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So they have Prio mid. They did have Prio as well, but Hitman's gonna be pushing that lane out. That's funny. Every 3 seconds, it's like a new challenger has appeared and has entered the screen. So it's like, hey, one comes to the other. Jiza was on a bike, dude. My guy was gone. And this is one thing that we said that maybe Oasis may not know how to play against. Jiza knows how to play this Singe pretty darn well, and he knows his limits. No, he didn't. Imagine how fast he would have been. GVG is.
Well, now he's messing with Horn up here. He does get the flip back, but did miss the glue on the ground, so not going to get the root out on that one. And DZG pick up the first Drake, but they're still looking at now a almost 2k gold deficit here.
Yeah, 2k at 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes is kind of telling here, though. This is, for Resilient, you have to think, okay, it's 2v1 bot, like, I should try and get some of the CS back. It's still down about 14 CS at this point. Did pick up the early Ruby Crystal. My thought is that maybe he would have gone for a tier if he was planning to go for a cheat recall somewhat. Hitman has been able to just play 1v2 this entire time, and there's a ton of damage coming out.
He's winning it! And he's winning it! He's 14 CS up. He's chunking down Max here in this bot lane. And Vangel now finally showing up. But I mean, another thing to consider is the fact that Love Hitman has had all of the time in the world to get all of the solo experience and is a full level up on himself.
This is where it gets really, really difficult for them now. As Resilient goes back and picks up a chapter. Okay, this helps deal with a lot of his mana issues, which is good. Something that Veigar really, really struggles with, usually prior to getting a chapter or even the first time completed. Cheezer is still trying to be a nuisance here, though. Epi's going back in.
Epic is trying to take the 2v1 here, but will he enough? Now, Chrono Break is already used. Symphonic is now going to be the target here as Irelia is doing a lot. Chrono Pillar coming in. Will be enough. And Epic Champion is not able to get the last dash, and Max is now here to get the shield, and DG able to walk this one out. Irelia doing a lot.
Really stacked.
Not able to do
Vandal.
anything.
Jesus, here!
He's moving like a goddamn tornado. He's in here, down into the bot lane. He does get the flip back on Epic Champion. He's now trying to turn the sights back in. But DZG, the Sidewinder, will get the damage. Timewinder, sorry. Will get the damage that it needs on Epic Champion, but it will be Ornn coming in with a double kill. Ornhorn picking up one, and AQ picking up another. 2 kills going over to the side. And now Resilient, he's getting power dove. It's a 1-for-1 under the DZG tower. What is this game?
Okay, I'm getting a drink for that one. That was too much stuff there to follow. Okay,
So what we had mid lane was Mag saved Symphonic real hard there with the flash and the shield coming in. If it wasn't then that fight would have gone completely the other way around. Cheezer coming in again, making a huge difference. They're not tracking how quickly Cheezer's able to get from top lane to mid lane, and because of that, was able to cause a huge disruption. Epi goes down, but on the same side, Cheezer then is able then to get out alive. Symphonic ends up going down though, and then what happens in the bot lane? Never mind, we've got more fighting happening. Symphonic's creeping.
More fighting indeed, as Vandal will be taking a lot of damage, but I think they're able to walk this one out. Mags getting a lot of value out of that Glacial Orb.
That was huge. That Glacial it's actually really annoying playing against a Janna, because you would think like, hey, I can catch a Janna, right? She's only got a little bit of movement. Nah, mate. I'm just going to keep you slowed out the entire time. GVG's doing as best as he can to stay somewhat relevant here, but you're damn near almost double your CS down mid lane. Epi is just running away with this. Again, granted, has got 1 death and GVG's got a kill, but this is getting very, very difficult for DZG here. With 2.5k down at 9.5 minutes, it's slowly getting out of their control.
Well, it will be a flip back here, and a lot of teammates up here. Cataclysm comes out, but it will be the flash coming out of Rindo, and he's able to walk this one out. Trey losing his absolute mind in the Twitch chat right now. 1-800-273-8255. Trey, we still love you, buddy. But now we're getting the fight here into the mid lane as GVG just able to walk this one out. Still has access to the Chrono Break, and this game going absolutely wild. DZG had access to the Herald, dropping it on the top side, and Rindo is not safe under this tower. He's ticking, and you have to think he will go boom. Shutdown going into Symphonic's pocket, but on the opposite side of the map, dive, and it will be Resilient falling, but he did get one back in his pocket. Black Eyed Peas falls.
Yeah, this is where it gets really difficult. Now GVG has to be really careful here. Oh, Epi took a power shot there. Epi goes in!
Oh no! The Epic Champion had the stacks that he needed, and he was able to get it, but he will fall for his troubles. Ignite, power shots, they will seal the deal.
That was a hell of a trade. I mean, that's actually better for GVG, is it not? Because he ends up getting more gold out of it out the back pocket, because Epi had a kill to his name before dying here. Top tower does go down, so it's a little bit of gold back into the side of DZG. They're only about, what, 1,400 down now, but Hitman and Vandal, they're still chunking down here. This bot lane from Oasis has been a rock for them. Like, no matter how badly it's been, they've still been able to say, hey, we're still able to say, you know, stay relevant or at least even. At no point have they really heavily fallen behind in any of the games so far this series.
Well, they are doing pretty good. That CS differential in the mid lane, Irelia is already super easy to farm with. Last game, Corki had 10, almost 11 CS a minute. So getting Epic Champion, a champion that he's able to farm with even easier, is definitely good for the side of Oasis here. But now,
Jesus here!
Oh, Jesus is already in the bot lane. A lot of damage coming out here onto Resilient, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Love Hitman. No, Resilient walks forward, but it will be enough. He's able to get the shutdown on to Love Hitman. Fanchel now going to be the target. You can't walk away from that. Symphonic gets that kill. Resilient one hit
GVG looks good here.
Oh no, GVG is doing well in this fight. Chrono Break coming out, but now that is a fully stacked Irelia. The auto attack's coming through. No access to Chrono Break. KLL Convergence is hard to drop, and it will be GVG walking to the safety of his team. Break started up in DZG will secure themselves the second one of this game.
Yo, we're in solo queue now, boys. This is where Jesus like, nah, mate, I'm just walking around everywhere. I don't want to be stuck anywhere. This is, remember what I said at the beginning of the game? I saw in bot lane level 3. Who thought Ascension would just run bot lane at level 8? No one thinks that.
every time I see Irelia with 5 stacks, like, my heart stops a little bit. It's just the amount of damage she's able to do with just her auto attacks is insane. The recall stop here on the max from Vandal will be scary, but once again, Irelia does not have the stacks. Their little convergence comes out, and it will buy some space, but every single time I see something to start to happen, I'm like, oh, it's either going to fizzle out completely or everybody's going to die. There has been no, like, middle ground in this fucking series here.
No, there hasn't. This game 3, like, DZG knows what to play for here. Like, yes, you're a little behind on goal, but you got kills where it matters. And Cheeser, being the cheeser, is the one saying, hey, like, try and catch me. Like, there's nothing more annoying, never mind.
Oh, well, Black Eyed Peas is now in the enemy jungle, and now Predator, Flash, Cheetah running like an absolute madman. He's ghosted. Look at that speed. He's charged up. He's still able to run it down. Black Eyed Peas gets flipped back into the team, and Trundle is going to be taken down by Cheetah. Cheetah just finding everything that he wants. He's running literally a million miles a minute and just crossing Teemos upon Teemos a second on this map. It is absolutely insane to watch.
Yo, this guy needs, someone needs to get this man a chill pill. He took some Adderall before playing here, boys. He's flying!
Hey, you cannot take it to chill pill when your ultimate is called Insanity Potion, alright? Like, there is no way that's gonna happen. And Chisa is showing the insane version of this champion for sure.
You know, it's actually kind of funny, because if you think about it, with Cheeser running forward, throwing someone out, if they're able to lay their CC properly, like, there's no one on the side of Oasis who can survive something there. Like, even without Resilient being there, there's a lot of damage coming through. If you're able to stack the CC on properly and throw him onto the glue. GBG doesn't have a lot of mana here, though.
Probably not going to get too much into this one. The CS lead is still staying about neutral here in this mid lane, and the gold lead hasn't really, oh, that's a root. Will be more damage coming out? I do not think so. Xayah still has access to the Featherstorm, but she's just looking for the tower. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. You have to imagine that no, that was already the Noble Strike. The damage coming out. Love Hitman takes down Resilient.
Oh, that was so close, Resilient. Kudos, teammate. That was actually as best as well played as it could have been. Dodge as much of the feathers as he could, but a Xayah into an early Veigar is just... it just gets very difficult. The only difference would be maybe land the Q first before you hit the ultimate, because that ends up doing more damage. But aside from that, like, could play that as well as you could. Cheeser, you need to run the other way, my friend.
Oh, he's fine. I don't think anybody can catch him here now, as he still has access to the Insanity Potion. No access to Flash or Ghost, so that is going to be something to keep an eye on here. And it's going to be the side of Oasis who really need to make something happen here before they literally just let Cheeser literally run only.
I think that's the one thing that DZG have going for them right now, is that they don't know how to handle the Singed. He just runs right into him, like, what are you going to do? Here we go again.
Well, it will be Nirvana going forward, knocking a Black Eyed Peas flip back into the team.
Keep coming in.
Imagine he'll fall. Pizza gets that kill, doing absolute work now. Irelia is starting to stack her build. Oh my god, the Pizza Irelia, who's now in the middle of the whole of the team. He's going to be healing a lot. One Horde coming over the top. Irelia looking for the kills. He takes one down, looking for more. He can get some product here.
Happy dies here.
But there's so much to see. She falls. Now, Pizza trying to look for something here, but I think it's just going to be the one-for-one trade. And the fact that DZG did not lose more for that spin, that is damn good for them. And a beautiful Irelia layered on top. I'm sorry, with an Ornhorn layered on top. I thought that was boom and bloom for the side of DZG. But DZG are able to turn that one around. Very good.
Yeah, I know I said this game is decided like within the first 10-12 minutes. We're 16 minutes in, and while it's still favored in Oasis, there is a good chance for DZG here still. They still don't know how to deal with the Singed. Singed just shows up. Cheeser is everywhere. Cheeser didn't even decide to go for a mythic first item. Like, the guy just doesn't care at this point. He goes, hey, I just need to be around and just be a menace at that point. Like, do you focus a Singed running at you? Like, never chase Singed. We just saw that there as well. Like, they were trying to chase a Singed. Or do you say, hey, we can just go past them and, you know, fight onto something else? Resilient, just be careful here, buddy. But what do you end up doing? I think you just say, hey, we either have to burst everyone as quick as possible, or we have to burst Cheese as quick as possible.
Once Irelia gets access to this Trinity Force, maybe she goes Divine Sunder. I'm not entirely sure. I think she might want the Trinity Force in this game just because the squishier members of DZG are going to be available. But I don't even think Cheese is going for Leandri's second item. With the Hex Tech right there, might be going for a Proto Belt.
That's also a very good idea. That is actually a very, very potentially good choice. But Drake's going over here. We saw this happen last time where DZG had control of the Drakes and slowly started to let it go. Mountain's actually huge for the side of Oasis.
Absolutely.
They've got some beef on that team.
And not only that, but the percentage of the MR that you're able to get, right? If you're able to fully index into one itemization choice, MR, right? And then you get like 2 to 3 mountains, you're getting 6 to 9% additional MR on top of the MR that you already have. It's going to be absolutely insane for DZG to be able to answer against. Now, another thing to watch is if Cheese is able to stay alive in probably one more of these engages, he might feel comfortable enough to take that Dark Seal into a Magi.
Oh, that's ballsy. That's ballsy.
It's 9
I like
stacks
it, though.
right now.
I like it. I mean, if you're ever going to do it, you do it now.
It's 9 stacks. It's game 3. You fucking full set.
Yeah, I think it's something to keep in mind. It does take away from him being able to get to his mythic those, which is something we want to keep in mind. I am going to be very curious as to what he ends up going for the mythic wise. It may actually end up being that protobell, but this is also to look at is I'm assuming Resilient second item, and I'm hoping he's doing this, is going straight for decap. Like just get full on as much damage as you can. Just press R on Hitman, just press R on Epi, and just end up deleting them off the map, because if you don't do that, then well, it gets very difficult for you as a Veigar to really lay a CC down. The big thing to look at is, I wonder what he's maxing second. We have seen quite often in solo queue that he is usually ended up maxed second on the Veigar just to be able to get that event horizon down a little bit quicker, because that ends up being massive as far as team fights goes. Yeah, it's huge. But Cheese again. He's found someone. Found Hitman.
Instant Featherstorm out, and he's going to get rooted up, and then you have to imagine that he's just going to get kicked down. That guy, his access to the subjugate just takes away all of the inherent takiness that Singed has. And that also takes away the Magi's idea if you're Singed.
Yeah, and this is one thing we said at the beginning. It's like, hey, you either burst them down as quick as you can, or you try and get past them, and they bursted it right now. Vandal's waiting. Vandal's waiting. Vandal's in trouble!
Vandal's in the event horizon, but he's able to very narrowly miss out over the Veigar debut there, and is able to live. But one of the things that we haven't talked about, and we talked about it last game here, is what is Zaya's identity? Run at me. I dare you. And Chisa ran at him. And instantly, Featherstorm hit the Blade Caller, and there was just nothing that Chisa could do in that situation. So, the Zaya paid dividends into this identity of the Singed. Hopefully there's some avenues, but Black Eyed Peas now up here on the top side does not have access to the subjugate. Oh, he does. I stand corrected. Ornhorn coming in. A lot of damage coming through, and Chisa falls yet again in the top lane this time. Oh, it's not looking
nice flag and drag. That was a nice flag and drag from Ziponic. Yeah, this is one thing. Jesus had no mobility there. Like, it's very easy to catch a Singed in that sense, but things are starting to crumble down on the side of DZG. You're 3.5k down now. They were holding it as well as they could. Oh, Black Eyed Peas! Black Eyed Peas. Win button. There you go.
The ultimate comes out. Veigar gets a kill in his pocket. I think that was a shutdown. It was. And that's who you want to go for. That second item, decap, was a great prediction, Morpheus, because I think it's going to be coming pretty soon.
Yeah, once that decap comes in, Resilient's going to be scary.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all about finding the right avenues. And DZG, scoreline-wise, are still holding to this game. This tower here is going to get them a good bit of gold back into their pocket. But these CS numbers are looking damning. That is 10 CS a minute yet again on Epic Champion here. And there's 40 CS difference in the top lane.
Uh-oh, Chisa.
CS in the bot lane. And Chisa, oh no. Well, he should be able to run this one out. He's running to his team. Will it be enough? And I think Epic Champion knows. But Chisa's running back for it. He doesn't have stacks. He should be fine. This is a very dead Irelia. There should be no way that she's able to put this one out. Has no access to the ultimate, and Resilient plays her in tracks. And DZG find the picks that they need. Unfortunately, nothing to get here on the bot side. 40 seconds for Drake, but this is putting Veigar ever and ever closer to that decap.
Yeah, that was actually his best person could have been on. Wait, Zenfoni's gone in.
Now,
here comes Vandal. Black Eyed Peas.
A lot of damage up here on the Resilient. He's getting locked up. Blade Caller from the Featherstorm will take him down. Now, Darvin getting taken down as well. Love Hitman doing so much work here on this Zaya in this game to keep his team in it.
Yeah, I think at this point that was a huge turnaround from all the everything that was invested into the Aurelia. They didn't have available to try and put onto the rest of the team. But Vandal's still going in though.
This Vandal is a madman, just looking for everything that he can, and he's feeling comfortable. He knows that he has the extended range on the grand entrance to get in and out because of Sion. And this will be Drake started up. We talked about how bad these Drakes are if the side of Oasis is able to pick them up, and those two, that's 6% 6% armor, 6% MR for whatever they choose to build. Fortunately, the side of DZG, the only MR is in those work treads, but more has to be coming down the line.
Yeah, I don't know. Remember, it's full AD versus full AP almost. I mean, already, yeah, you can argue, but it's one or the other. Like, you're going to see, hopefully, DZG just building straight armor, but then Oasis will just be building straight MR.
And Irelia proved me wrong. I thought she was maybe going for a Divine Sunder, maybe Triforce. She's opting to go into the War Drinker here. And if you looked at her position in these fights, probably not a bad idea. Literally trying to get into the midst of everybody, trying to do as much AoE damage as possible, and Hags was getting smacked around by Ornn a little bit, but nothing going to come of that. 12-12 right now, but the CS differentials cause this to be a 3k gold lead. Drakes are dead even, and I don't feel good about this scaling here for DZG. One more level and ornaments will start coming in. You have to imagine the first one's going to turn that Eclipse into a special item. Chrono Break comes in, a lot of damage coming in, and it will be Love Hitman popping the ultimate out of him. And a Blade Caller. Ooh, GVG feeling comfortable enough not to use the Chrono Break. He did not need to. Now Chisa trying to run my friend. Black Eyed Peas drops the pillar, tries to get on top of him. Subjugate has not been used yet. He did not want a full commit. And the side of DZG hit one kill, get a huge shutdown into pockets, and now have their eyes set on this mid lane tower.
Yeah, now you have the DZG will probably end up taking this tower here and then go back to reset. Decap is completed on Resilient. That is a humongo power spike for the Veigar. Now I would assume next item would be Azonia's Kobayashi. Nope.
Oh, he's a tanky boy. Now he's going on here. Black Eyed Resilient might look for something. That is a going gold stopwatch there from Resilient. Buys himself a lot of time. Did not get the knockup. Now it's going to be decided DZG turning this one in. Irelia now here looking to try to get her stacks in. Now GVG trying to maybe look for some sort of assassination here. That's a huge ultimate coming in from Irelia. She's fully stacked, but she got locked up. GVG takes her down. Lots of knockups coming in here. Symphonic looking to go back in, and he's going to be permanent. Damage coming in. Black Eyed Peas takes him down. GVG trying to throw on the back line, and he will take down Rindo. Just kidding. Resilient got that. A lot of damage coming here. Vandal will be the next to fall, followed by his dating carry. DZG with a near clean ace. Only lost their jungle. I think they set their sights here on Nash. No, they're going to go for this mid lane.
What the fuck just happened? I don't know. They fought that for so long, and yes, it was a 4v5 to start, but so when we think we saw that, Cheezer flashed onto Hitman. Hitman was running in, and had Hitman not get scooped, that fight was over. So Hitman was shelling damage. He's at 3 items as well now. That was very, very well played on the side of DZG, but I feel like they had a little bit of luck with that as well, though. They finally have the smallest of gold leads, about 800 gold. We know Resilience online. GVG is also online. Cheese is just being a menace. I really hope that they prove me wrong and be like, yeah, we're going to win this game, bro.
I reverse sweep. Now, I don't know if my voice can handle another 3 games, but I'll fucking send it. Let's go. Black Eyed Peas looking here for GVG, who has access to literally everything in the kitchen sink. Ignite, Flash, Chrono Break, Parallel Convergence. He has it all. Symphonic gets his red buff for his troubles. And DZG, protect Resilient at all costs. He has access to the Zanyas now after blowing stopwatch in the last fight. And honestly, I think that was the big factor. Ornn pulled the Ornn horn. He tried to look to stall and get his team into position, but Resilient not getting knocked up, not being able to put into a bad position, that was all they needed to be able to really turn the tempo around in that fight. Now, Drake in a minute. If this goes over into the pocket of Oasis, it's still damage.
So one thing I want to be careful of for DZG is that they know they're online. They know they're strong. Ireli is now, has the Gore Drinker now as well. If they're able to get another pick, which is what I've been doing before next big fight happens. Oh, Chisa.
She gets the stun out, looking for the damage. Bork doing a lot of work. Gets the ultimate now. Chisa trying to run away, but it's not going to be enough because Black Eyed Peas is here.
Ghost popped.
Got a lot of speed. He might be able to get this now. The pillar doing a lot. Will it be enough? Subjugate.
Subjugate.
Down. It's going to tick, and it will be enough. right in the wrong time. 20 seconds for this Drake, and Chisa will not be able to get on the Rift in time. Resilient is strong. I don't know if he's 4v5 strong. Irelia no longer has access to the ultimate. This is going to be a very, very coin toss fight here, Morpheus, and I'm excited to see how it's going to look. Now, Symphonic dropping the flag, look for an access to the flag and drag angle, but I think they want to stall for Chisa because as soon as this man gets up, he should be able to get down here relatively quickly. Still has access to the Predator, but does not have Ghost or Insanity Potion. Epic Champion now in the pit. One more coming out. Now we're seeing it. It will connect on the Max, but that's all that it hit. Max pops a flash out. Coming in. Now, great entrance into the back line. Resilient forced to go golden here. Phantom finding what he needed, but now that's going to be a huge lockup. Cataclysm has 4 members locked in there, but Symphonic is not trapped with who he wants to be. This side of Oasis will set their sights onto this break, and that's another 3% that's going into the pocket. The base is looking damning. They need to take the resets here now, and I don't think DZG are going to be able to get too much pressure onto this. They're sending DZG in the base, but that is one base tower falling. The next one is extremely low. DZG know that they have the avenue to get onto this script to go for the Nash. But I think that Oasis are aware that this is going to happen. The Mega Adhesive goes down. Now, Ornn is in a lot of trouble. He's able to flash out of this and buy himself a lot of time, and I think that will dissuade the Nash.
Oh, I was like, please don't go to Baron. You can't do Baron. No, you have no AD. You have no way of killing it. Like that would. And it's good that they baited out the TP from Ornn, but whew, I'm glad they didn't end up doing the Baron. That would have been a big mistake in that sense. But this is good. One tower is down. This inhibitor will be coming back up soon. The next fight, which will be at Drake in the next 4 minutes, is what will decide the game.
I'm conflicted here right now, and I'm looking at Chisa's build, and I see that he has finished the photo belt. Is that the right move instead of Oasis? And I don't.
I think it does because of the mobility that it gives him. Like being able to have that dash to get in or out of a precarious situation, especially since, you know, Epi Champion has been the one to run around with him. Think about where it was bot lane. If Black Eyed Peas didn't show up, Chisa was out, and Epi had burned everything. To kill what? A Singed? Like, you don't make sense to do that. But I think this is the right option to go, as far as items goes.
Well, as we predicted, the Eclipse was the first one to get upgraded. Love Hitman sitting on the first ornament of the game, and you have to imagine that the second one is probably going to go into the pocket of Epi Champion here on this Irelia, whose CS has looked amazing, but their fights, not what you want to see coming out of this guy here, as DZG are now stacking up 5 members strong in this mid lane to try to defend this tower. But what's the next breakpoint? 3 minutes for Drake? You have Nash available now. It's literally going to be somebody getting caught that I think will decide whether this game goes in either favor here, because it's...
Here we go.
Oh, we're sticking like a dragon to the wall. He gets up Rindo, who is ticking down, able to pop the ult here now. She's in the back line, causing a lot of chaos, but that will be Symphonic getting blown up. Now, Chisa will be the next to fall. Love Hitman taking them down. Oh, Resilient on a rampage as Vandal just gets absolute 100-0'd. Now, 4 members at the side of Oasis feeling quite comfortable. I think they're going to set their sights on this Nash. They have Irelia with a Bork, they have Trundle, and DZG trying to look for a way to stop this from happening. Epic Champion here, looking, he does get the stun out onto Resilient, but will it be enough? No, the stopwatch comes in. I'm sorry, the Zonius comes in. Max taking the damage. Start down goes over to Resilient, doing a lot of work here. GVG will fall. A lot of feathers coming out here. Now, Resilient facing down the Zaya here. Will it be enough? And he's just able, Love Hitman is just able to barely walk out the Everfrost, mixed with some of that damage coming in. This mid lane tower is going to be under siege next. Event Horizon coming in, and Black Eyed Peas, the only one struck up by it. Mag's trying to keep this tower alive. That is demolished, going to be coming out of the tower. Symphonic is here in the mid lane looking for the flag and drag. Mag's keeping this tower alive. Oh man! Symphonic wants it, but I don't think he wants to leave too far ahead of his team. Now Chisa is here. Well, Hitman has access to nothing, as that was the grounding coming in from Mega Adhesive. He does take Max and down on the way out, but that will be DZG striking back.
See, this is where I'm okay with it. Like, you should not focus anything on the Ornn. You can't kill the Ornn. It's just not happening. There's no one on the side of DZG that can kill this one. He is too beefy. But you can damn well kill everyone else though. It was smart for Resilient that entire extended fight to hold on to his R instead of using on Hitman or Black Eyed Peas, who was right in front of him, he waited for Epi to be able to walk over, and who didn't have the W available to be able to shield against the ultimate. Resilient is strong. Production, are we able to get an AP count on Veigar, please? How much ability power does my G have? If we're able to see that, we get an idea of how strong he is, because now he's got Shadow Flame completed as well.
Yeah,
He's
Shadow
back for
Flame.
damn. He just back for a full Shadow Flame, damn near full one.
Well, he
Oh,
got
wait,
like 2 shutdowns in the last fight.
Yeah.
So another thing to consider too is Shisa utilizing the Mega Adhesive to perfection there, because Zaya can't use her Feather Storm if she's grounded. That's huge. It is absolutely.
Yo, they're just gonna push in.
Oh no!
Can they?
We're looking right now. Grounded
Oh,
yet
he's
again. He was able to walk it out. Does get the blade collar in, but it was not enough to move Shisa. Now damage coming in. Symphonic with a little bit of style points there. Cataclysm for the execution. But now it's going to be the members of Oasis here.
Oh, what do you do now, DZG?
Epic. He might be looking for this ultimate here. Does get the first try to attempt at the stun, but it's going to be Fancel going in. Getting a lot.
Jesus alive!
Here. Symphonic in the back line. Symphonic will fall, but it will be Resilient taking down Black Eyed Peas.
Epi wants this. Epi's still moving forward.
Overall trade. Event Horizon buying them a lot of space, and DZG just walking it out to this Drake. This is denying the Oasis side soul point.
Oh my god, my heart can't take this. Like, are you good? You're flipping soul
They're
here.
not going to contest it?
I don't think they are. They can't. They won't get there in time.
DZG stalling it out. Fantastically done. And they buy themselves some time before that Mountain Soul comes online.
Okay, that was a lot. They're just running a Hitman. They just every time he hit, yeah, it's working. The Zaya's been useless the past 4 fights. Like, because not from the ability of Hitman, by all means. Hitman just can't run fast enough to get away from a cheeser. Like, it's difficult when you're a Zaya and you think to yourself, okay, I can Feather Storm, I can Root, but this Cinch is just running so far, and now has the Rylai's as well, which makes it even more difficult for Hitman to be able to get out of it. Because once you get scooped, once you're in that smoke from Cheezer, you move even slower. This is going to be a point in the game where the next fights we see, we thought that I honestly thought that last fight would have been it, but they've got another inhibitor down. Oasis has to think, okay, we can't push too hard because we know we're going to lose another inhibitor tower. Resilient needs to move, even though he has TP at this point. Maybe he's trying to get enough gold for a Void Star here, because my guy's damn near at full build at this point. It is really, hey, how long can you keep Resilient alive for? Just the hell with Kobayashi. You don't want to touch the Ornn, but everything else you can blow up real quick.
Absolutely. And, just like any shonen anime, you haven't even seen Thesis' final form. He still is not level 16. That means this Insanity Potion is not giving him the full speed that it can give him. So once ever that goes online, oh man, he is a squishy boy, trying to buy as much time as he can with just the Warden Mail. And it's not doing him a lot of favors, as they do have to be careful. The damage output is still massively insane here from the side of Oasis. This game is teetering on a knife's edge. It could go either way. DZG, though, they just need one fight in that Nexus.
Yeah, just one good fight, one good pick. You kill either Epi or Hitman real early, and the fight should, and I quote this loosely, should be over. But DZG is again posturing around Baron. They just want to make sure that they are the ones with the vision control around here, which is smart. You want these guys to walk into the blind. But if I'm Cheese again, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep running at Hitman, bro. Just remember, the more of them that's there, the much more likely you are to just get popped.
Well, unfortunately for the side of DZG, Hitman has access to Cleanse, Flash, and Featherstorm. So getting onto this man is going to be a lot harder than it was last time. I don't care how fast you are. And also, if the team of Hitman is around him, should buy himself enough time if he's able to pop the Featherstorm off.
There you go, she's
running in. He's looking for it. Featherstorm instantly out. Now, great flash from Hitman to pull in the Blade Collar, but Resilient will find the kill. Symphonic going in now. Does get the Cataclysm off. Brindo Kobayashi is left alive in the back line. But I want to point the attention to the bot lane here, as Irelia is getting a lot of split push time. That is going to be the teleport coming in here from Resilient to try to stop the Epi champion here. Now, we are seeing GVG pop the Chrono Break. Oh my god, the parallel convergence. It's not going to be enough. That was a Bellow's Breath coming in. Now, Resilient, he will fall on the side lane. Oh no! This Irelia has now all the time in the world to split push. She has the minion wave. DZG, you played your fucking hearts out in this one, but I think the split push is just something that you weren't ready for.
But Baron's going to be started here.
Now, they're not going to take this fast. You have an Ornn, you have Trundle, and you have Vandal on this Rakan. But now, this will be Nexus Tower starting to fall as Epi Champion is buying all the time that he can. Now, he will fall for this. There is no way that he lives, but he's doing everything that he can to get the damage.
Max!
Oh no! Flip back in, Max! Run for your dear life! And she will
You have to go to
live.
Baron. You
It
have
is
to
a
go to Baron
shutdown.
now.
This Nash is not dying fast. It's half health, but I don't know if DZG are fast enough to make it there. Tailwind is going to give them a lot of speed to get over here. They do have access to the smite. It will be
This is
coming
gone.
in. Oh, it's gone. But
You
wait,
have to fight her. You
Chisa
have to
is
fight
here.
here.
You might be able to get some of the picks here. Now, Renault Kobayashi will buy his team a lot of time with the Ornn, but I think it's going to be his death for it. He's flipped back in. GVG is here. Damage coming out, and that will be Brendo.
Just go mid. Just go mid. End the game. Just go mid. There's 2 people down on the side of Oasis. Like, you have to try and push something in to at least take that inhibitor if you can. This is all on my heart. Can't take this. But I need a drink after this game.
Oh no,
Jesus!
Oh
my
God,
days, bro.
Did everything there. A lot of damage. Hitman popping off in game 3, getting a lot of damage out, able to take down both the jungle.
Resilience here.
Resilience is here. He has access to the event horizon. If you get hit with that, you just die. Oh man, this series is so tumultuous, but 10 seconds onto this Drake. That is a mountain soul. Nash already in their pockets and really get this soul as well. This is going to be very hard for DZG to come back into.
God, I mean,
Wait, GVG looking. Parallel Convergence comes out, but Hitman will not step forward into that one. Oh, my throat. I can't talk anymore. Water. Oh, no. No, wait. He's fine.
He missed
He's
the
fine.
cue.
He did not get hit by anything. Now Resilient is going cold, and will it be enough? Horn coming through, and it will be Resilient falling. The side of Oasis has a huge wave in the bot lane. They have access to the Nash. Fortunately, Irelia doesn't have it, but these towers in the mid lane are gonna fall. Trundle heading down bot lane to pick up this wave. The side of Oasis, I think this is gonna be the final push. They have Mountain Soul. They have Baron Nashor. They have no 80 carry or 8 carry to contend with. Resilient was the win condition, and Resilient is in the crave for another 30 seconds. One Nexus tower dead. Max trying to keep it alive. Symphonic moving forward, but
GVG's coming in.
Calling the inevitable. GVG is here. Double kill instantly for the side of Blast or Love Hitman. Triple kill. Not another Penta. Don't give it to this man, but that will be a 3-0. Oasis 3 and 8.
Oh, that game was on a knife edge for like the past 15 minutes. Like, that was... It can't really fault anyone on the side of DZG. They played straight comfort. They played what they know. And, yeah, unfortunately, the chips didn't fall their way. Big kudos to Oasis. They played great in all 3 games. My suggestion as far as player of the series does go to Epi Champion. I think all 3 games he was able to fully carry, be able to stay alive, and be able to provide the team with what they needed. If you're able to throw it to the chat, let us know what you think. But commiserations to DZG. I really liked how game 3 went, just purely because it was straight comfort. They were like, hey, if we're going to go dice swinging, we at least play what we know. And they took it as far as they did in all 3 games to Oasis there.
I'm conflicted. Game 1, last Hitman coming with the pentakill, did a lot of work, most damage on the team. Granted, he was in a 2v1 the whole entire time. Felt very comfortable. Game 2, this man didn't do too much, right? But he was there, did the things that he needed to do. Looked a little bit suspicious on the Scion. And then game 3, just playing in the 2v1 on the opposite side of the coin and just surviving everything in the kitchen sink thrown at him. The amount of damage that he was able to do on the Scion was absolutely insane. But games 1 and 2 from the Epi Champion were insane. The split push decision in game 3 was beautiful and really gave them the avenue to submit that game. I agree with you, Epi Champion player of the series.
Yeah, and you can't fault him. They played what they were meant to do. All 3 games, played what he was comfortable on. Was able to fully carry and know when to go in and when not to. At that point, you have to say, all right. Looking at the side of DZG, you played what you could. You played the best you could. Game 1, I know was a bit of looked like a bit of an experimentation, even though we know it was something that they were practicing. Game 2, game was real close. I think the scoreline 3-0 is a little harsh against DZG, because games 2 and 3 were pretty darn close, especially the end of game 3. Resilient holding on really, really big on the end of the 3rd game.
But we know who moves forward in the Egan's Guardian League. Oasis will be moving forward, I believe, to the semifinals, and we'll see how they go from there.
Absolutely. Well, from myself, the production team, i.e., Alyssa, thank you all so much for coming out and supporting. Hey, we love what we do. We love this organization and all the support that y'all give us to keep these streams rolling and going. Absolutely awesome. Sticks should have a game coming up next week since this game yesterday was forfeited. So stay tuned for that. We'll be bringing you some more DZG action very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful night.
Have a good night.
Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing.